All right. Freaking fracking. Class is almost a session. Gonna give my peeps a nice little 5 minute. Hold on. Hopefully that works. We'll see. Who knows? Hello. Oh shit. Y'all are so quick. I usually try to give it like 5 minutes. Hello, Silly Billy. Hello, Yana Bean. My beautiful moderators. I'm so glad y'all saw my post. Today, Friday. Unless the schedule changes, which obviously I will let y'all know about that. How are you, my lovelies? How is your week going? How did your day go? But that still counts. So I think that achievement worthy. Yeah. I'm like, what am I typing over here? Absent-mindedly over here. Okay. Since my moderators are here, instead of giving 5 minutes, I'll give 3 minutes for the rest of the congregation. And then we can get started because we're gonna have quite the talk today. In the meantime, though, for the peeps who are here, if you were here at the last live, okay, them goals. Did you write any down? If you did you achieve any? Did you need some help making a goal so we can set up the steps? I'm ready. Here they go. Wow. It never worked. Oh, now people getting ready, waiting up at work. I missed something important. Please repeat. I would definitely repeat it. Just let me know if you missed it. So I will basically, I'm an avid repeater any damn way. Y'all know me. I stay repeating stuff in multiple different thousand fonts. So you already know. Okay, yeah, we talked about goals last week, and I asked y'all for your homework for you to write some goals down, if they're small, big, whatever. And if you accomplished anything today, I want to see if you accomplished anything. If I need to help setting some steps so you can go and, achieve said goals. So you can start off super small, micro, if you will, okay? Sometimes you got to eat the crumbs before you can have the loaf. My goal is to clean my laundry, work table, and it's halfway there. You see, that's what I'm talking about, Sylvia. That's what we like to see. Goals set. I can do everything else, but laundry. It's just like, every time I look at her, it's just like, done, done, done. And I'm like, oh my God. Hell is upon us. Okay, my lovelies, it is 3 minutes in. So you had done your goal. Make sure to just drop it down in the chat. Otherwise, set a goal for this week. And if you need help setting up the steps to complete your goal, we can talk about that later on. But we said in this one, we're going to be talking about neurodivergency and our tips, babe, on how to manage the world. Get the world on my own without anybody being able to assist. It's taught me a lot of things that for some reason, every single time I talk to other people, either people who are diagnosed or who aren't, when I tell them how I navigate the world, they are always like, oh my God, you should say this, you should talk about that, you should tell people about this. And I'm like, okay. Because the common, I guess you can say, compliment that I've gotten, I've just mastered being undetected. So yeah. Hello, Isabel. Hello. I don't really know how to say your full name. Is it Umame? Umame? I don't really know how to pronounce that. But yeah, hi. Love you guys too. So yeah, I'm just gonna be sharing a few more tips with that, and we're just gonna get right into it. So I haven't talked about this in a little bit, but I think that it's just good that we start off with this because I have talked about it before. Which number one is staying on your roller coaster. Make sure you got your notes app, your notepad, notebook. I don't care what you need. Okay, write these tips down for my neurodivergents out there. We need to learn how to navigate the world. Now, I am not necessarily like diagnosed with autism or anything like that, but I am on the spectrum, like most of my neurodivergents. So because of that, we all gotta, use what we can get. And hopefully these can be helpful to you. So number one, staying on your road. This a couple of times, but I still just I'm gonna keep talking about it until I reach every neurodivergent I can. Basically, staying on your roller coaster means that you can do everything that a neurotypical can do. And let me backtrack a little bit. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, we're just in a world that is not tailored towards our specific things. We are kind of forced into like this neurotypical normalcy where basically they think that their way is right. And we just don't adhere to that the same, which makes us look like we're the other, but there's nothing wrong with us. We just have to navigate this square as a circle that we are. We're not going to be able to reach the corners of the square because we're a circle, but we can still navigate within the square best that we can as a circle. Okay? As a mother of an ADHD 5-year-old, this shit ain't for the weak. No, it is not. It is not. But it's only just because the world is not set up because it's not built for us. Right? Just like, the world's not built for blind people. We have to keep on navigating the world. It's not built for people who with any type of disability because it's built for the normal people. So, but whatever. So staying on your roller coaster, I've talked about this before, but basically it just means navigating your life that best fits you, where you can basically live your life day to day. Also, sorry, I want to highlight really quick. If you say something weird or you're rude or disrespectful, my moderators will kick you out immediately. So may as well just keep that to yourself or keep on scrolling because it's not going to last long and I'm more likely not even going to see it. Anywho, basically being able to navigate the world that best fits you, where I guess you can say you can cosplay as a neurotypical in a way. I don't want us to do that. Masking, I kind of want us to step away from that. But at the same time, it basically will be in a way where people would not even kind of notice that you have ADHD because you are doing things in the same way. And what does that look like? So, for instance, as a neurodivergent and neurotypical, y'all might show up at the exact same job at the same time every day of the week, right? Monday through Friday or whatever the hell. That job is going to be a lot different depending on people we're talking about, okay? A neurotypical, they can just wake up, put their clothes on, eat breakfast, out the door. In traffic. Boom. It's really that simple for them. For us, neurodivergents, especially myself, it's not like that. Okay? We need as minimal distractions as humanly possible. Okay? I tried to say I want to build a life for myself that its thoughts are on autopilot. So I don't have to really think about most things. That way I can leave my brain open to things that I have to pay attention to or things that are not part of my daily routine. So I might as well get all back. Okay, see you in a minute. Jason, I don't know how to do that. Sorry, I have ADHD. Wish I could. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can watch it back, slow it down a bit, but sorry, can't. But basically, your morning is going to look a lot different, right? You want to create that consistent routine that will basically help you run on autopilot for the most part. So when you are going in the mornings, instead of like a neurotypical, just waking up and putting on your clothes and eat breakfast and go. Well, I'll use myself as an example. When I wake up in the morning, I'm more than likely, I'm not going to want to eat breakfast. And if I'm thinking about what I'm going to take for breakfast, I had to think about what my mind and my stomach are in the mood to eat, which sometimes they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't work. They don't work. And I don't know about all my neurotypicals or neurodivergents out there, but if I can't eat what I'm craving or what I specifically want in that moment, or I can't think about what I want to eat, I'm just not gonna eat it all. Like I'll literally just starve. Literally. Or I'll just forget. Right? And so also say navigate the day. Yeah, neurotypicals too, because as human beings, our environment naturally influences our behavior. But as a neurodivergent, when we're uncomfortable, when we're uneasy, when we have a lot of anxiety, it causes us to have a lot of lapse in our day. Like it really can mess us up. So for instance, if you're not able to take the same route that you take to work every day, or if you're not able to, I don't know, find the same things that you usually take to work with you, or if the weather is not right or whatever, it can throw you off. So for instance, if in the morning I didn't check last night that, it was gonna rain, well now I can't wear my flats, I gotta wear my boots, but the boots don't match the pants, and now I can't wear the pants because the pants don't match the shoes, and if the shoes don't match the pants, and the pants don't match the shirt. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm spending 15 minutes trying to figure out the right outfit for the day. Preparation is going to start the night before. So that's going to mean checking the weather the night before. Making sure that I have at least 1 or 2 outfits picked out for the morning, where that way if the weather changes or if I'm not prepared for something, it's already prepped. So when I wake up in the morning, I just got to be like, okay, it looks like this today. Boom, got that outfit out the door. Okay, that's my brain on autopilot. I don't have to think about the outfit. I already thought about it last night. Same thing with if I want to have breakfast. Usually I don't eat breakfast because I just don't be hungry. But let's just say that I would pack like a little something early in the morning. My thing that gets me every time, a parfait. I love me a good parfait, honey. So I would put my little yogurt, my oats, and my cut fruit inside in a little container. And then I'll just boop, grab and go. Done. Or I would buy things that are grab and goes. So that way I don't have to think about it. Autopilot. Right? So outfit is already picked out. Breakfast is already figured out if I have it. Then lunch, prep that the night before as well. Some people do food prep at the beginning of the week. If you need me to repeat something silly, Billy, just let me know. Usually my food prep, usually people do food prep at the beginning of the week. I personally just can't do that because it's It might sound good on Sunday, but by Tuesday, I'll probably be over it. And now the food is going to go to waste. So I don't necessarily suggest that for my neurodivergents out there, because our brains kind of go day by day, especially when it comes down to food. A lot of us see food as a chore, having to eat as a chore, because it's just too many things that go on when it's trying to set up just to consume some damn food. So if it works for you, great. But I don't typically suggest doing that in the beginning of the week, because if you're anything like me, Sunday will be good, but shit, Monday evening, I'll be like, I had that yesterday and the day before. I don't want that. It's so smart. Meal prep has one of my favorites sometimes because of random food. Yeah. And like, you can always like diversify it up too. If you want to in the beginning of the week doing food prep, you can kind of like switch it up and have, okay, I'll cook like 3 different items and then I'll have it every other day. And then that way my brain won't get tired and I can just have something to grab and go. And it also just takes away time from being stressed during lunch. Like, thinking about if you don't have lunch already prepped, now you got to think about, oh, let me order something. What sounds good? Now you spend 15 minutes trying to figure out what you want to eat. Stressful. We want to be on autopilot. And so being on your roller coaster, there's all the neurotypicals in their cars. They're driving with their cars. All the other neurotypicals in their cars. There's skyscrapers, there's stop signs, there's stoplights, there's crosswalks, there's pedestrians, okay, on this road. They got a lot going on this road. But as neurotypicals, most of that stuff, they're able to drown it out and just get their task done. Neurodivergence, we can't be on that road. Okay? There's too many things. Too many things to focus on, too many things to be stressed out about, too many things to just be worried about, just too much. Too many obstacles, too many distractions, too much. We can't be on the road with the neurotypicals. So what do we do instead? We build a roller coaster right next to the road. Okay? The roller coaster, the tracks of the roller coaster represent our routines. The steps that we put into place, so we're able to do the same thing the neurotypicals do. We're just not in the same environment. So yeah, I'm going to show up to work on time. But see, you did all your prep this morning. I did all my prep last night. So that way, I didn't have to think about anything when I got up here. So if I get distracted, you're giving yourself like this buffer time. If I get distracted in the middle of the morning, oh, okay, I want to scoliosis for like 5 minutes, or I want to, look at this thing, or I want to read a BL chapter really quick. You have the time to do that because your brain is on autopilot for most of the things that you have to do. Same thing with focusing on your roller coaster, hyperfixating on that routine. You're going to put things in places where you know that they are. So for instance, in my home, I am very strict about putting things back where I said that they are. That way, if I know, I don't even have to think about it. I know my keys is on the door handle. I know my dishes is over here. I know my bottle is in this cabinet. And they always go back in the exact same place. Like I don't even like to put stuff in different cabinets. Like seriously, I don't even like to put stuff in different cabinets. If it was in that cabinet, it's going to stay in that cabinet. And if I do have to change it, I'm going to tell myself, literally, like one thing I really help myself with is I say things out loud. I don't rely on my brain to remember the change, because my mind, I've done shit where I've put the cereal in the refrigerator and the milk on top of the fridge. Okay? She can't be trusted. Okay? She can't be trusted. So if I make a change in the routine, if I switch something, if something is new, I will physically say, like, Coy, you put this in the top cabinet, not in the left bottom cabinet, like you usually do. You changed it because you got sick and tired of bending down. I will literally say that to myself out loud, and I might repeat it a couple of times so my brain would adhere to it. Oh, okay, there's been a change in the routine. There's been a change in how we're doing this thing. That way, it remains in the autopilot. I believe as neurodivergence, I think that we have to constantly give our brain less things to think about, because there's always things on our mind. Hi, Jennifer. Always. And I think that an abundance of thoughts, too many things to think about, can lead to anxiety, can lead to us being a kind of like a deadlock, where basically like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. We don't know what to do because there's too many things to choose. And that's what makes us super bad with timeliness, being late, not showing up for events, not remembering certain things, like, certain people's birthdays, stuff like that. Like, we have to stay on our roller coaster. You still taking the road the same way. It has multiple loops and dupes and whoops and swoops. We have our own little thing. We're all going to arrive at the same place. But we can't be on the road with the neurotypicals. We have to stick to those routines. It's crucial. It's crucial. You have to do it. And I know everybody's different, but to me, that is what has worked. And anytime that I talk to a neurodivergent and I say this, they're just like, "Holy shit, yeah, I should have did that." Number two, letter B. Okay, writing it down. You can't rely. Once again, our brains can't be trusted. They cannot be trusted. So you gotta write it down, make it plain. Okay, get your notepad out. Get your notes app out. My best friends make fun of me, especially Essence, all the damn time. They make fun of me all the time because I have a bajillion in one list. I don't give a damn. I will write it down. I don't care what it is. I will write it down because I have to. Because basically, the way that my brain is, if I didn't write it down, it didn't happen. If I didn't record it, it didn't happen. It was all part of the imagination. And now I'm trying to dig through my archives, swoop, 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 whoop, feel like damn Iron Man talking to Jarvis, trying to figure out what was I supposed to remember, what was I supposed to do, what was that thing? Like my brain just doesn't want to focus on that. And on top of that too, like you can't control what your brain remembers. You just can't. And even when you try to get it to remember, like, hey brain, this is important, it won't always, you know what I'm saying? It won't always work like that. At least in my experience, it never does. Okay. Like, and you know, something that I do silly Billy that's just super easy for me. I sometimes just get my voice note thing out, even if it's the grammar is bad. I get my voice note thing out and da 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 da. Or on Samsung, we have a thing called Bixby. It's basically like, oh, she probably gonna turn on. Oh, thank God. Like basically like she's like a Siri, and I'll tell her, hey, make a note, do this, set an alarm, and she'll do it. So it's quick, out of sight, out of mind. I don't have to write it down. Or you can do like little abbreviations and stuff, and that will help you remember. And so like you have to put these things in place, and every single thing that you do, basically think about your track as your routine. Every routine that you set is a new track for you to be able to be on track to the right direction to get into your destination. So if that means, achieving a work assignment, achieving, getting done with your schoolwork, being able to go to that event, being prepared for that doctor's appointment, like all of that stuff. Now, to the neurotypicals, we all arrived at the same place at the same time. But see, how you got here is not the same way I got here. How you achieve that is not the same way that I achieved it, but I am still just as capable. It's just my brain focuses on different things. Another thing that I just realized a few weeks ago, and really hyper focused on the past couple of days, is that our brains, and this is all brains, this is not just neurodivergence, our brains do not know the difference between something that's not life and death. And let me explain. Your brain whole goal is to keep you alive, right? We're meant to survive. That's the point. When we feel discomfort, the brain sees that as a threat to your life. Okay? So for instance, imagine you're a guinea pig. You're a guinea pig out in the field. Okay? You see an open road without any tall grass. You're in a field right now with tall grass. You see an open road with no tall grass. You know that there's better grass on the other side of that open road. However, there's no coverage between this field and that road to get to the other field. Your brain is going to say, oh no, that brings in a lot of discomfort because there's nowhere to hide. If there's an owl, if there's a hawk, they can swoop down and whoop. And that's it. No more grass is green on the other side. You won't be munching on that. Maybe your cousin, but not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, your brain views your day-to-day problems or things that are stressful or things that cause you discomfort as that road. It's the same thing with why your brain, like when you're watching a scary movie, it doesn't tell the difference between like a real scare and a fake scare because its sole purpose is to keep you alive. And basically, when you basically show your brain that something is uncomfortable, it views it as okay, this is life-threatening. How life-threatening? Who knows? But life-threatening all the same. And for neurodivergence, it's even harder for us because we have a tendency to hyperfixate on things. And oftentimes, especially when it comes down to anxiety, stress, worry, fear, we have like this thing where it's like we're in a room, and at first it was a little bit of light we could see. It was kind of like, imagine if you looked up at the sky and there were stars in the sky, And then the moment that we're in a place of worry and stress, it's like all the stars disappear and now you're just looking at darkness. That's kind of how it is for us. Like we can't look up at the stars and be like, oh, everything is fine. Twinkle, twinkle, little. Oh, no, it's dark out here. Where's the moon? Like, that's literally what it's like for us. So when we are in a state of worry or panic or stress, we kind of like hyperfixate on everything is bad. There's no way out. We have no way to escape, like that type of thing. And having a routine is kind of how your brain finds a quick, easy way to avoid that death, which or pain that he thinks you're going to experience. Jason, my IG is the same as my YouTube name. Lou Fox, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm make sure I'm not missing any of y'all messages. I'm sorry, y'all. If I don't get your messages at first, I'm literally just don't want to get distracted. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. I love these glasses too, girl. They are so tea. Let me see. Yes, y'all. You already know that Yana is always so freaking quick. She gonna get it. She gonna get it gone every freaking time. And so I literally just saw a video the other day talking about how for neurodivergence we're much more likely to commit unalivings of ourselves because it literally feels like there's no place to escape, like you're kind of just surrounded by this worry and this stress. And it's something that my therapist helped me realize last year when we were talking about it, because she was like asking me certain questions about like depression and stuff. Because I'll tell her, girl, I'm not depressed, I'm feeling fine, I'm good, we're jazzing and we're good. And she'll ask me questions like, well, what about like the things that you like to enjoy? I'm like, oh yeah, I still like that stuff. She asked me, do you avoid them? And I was like, sometimes, girl. But I just thought that meant I was just a little Bordiana, you know what I'm saying? But she helped me realize, like, when it comes down to neurodivergence, we hold on to a lot more things than we think. So for me, I have a tendency to kind of like hold on to little stuff and say, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, without addressing it. Right? So say if something frustrated me or stressed me for the day, I'm like, it's fine. And I'll just let it go. But what I'm not realizing is that even though I'm saying that it's fine, my brain is just like, well, this happened today. This. And then it leads up. It just builds up. And then out of nowhere, now I'm in this slump. And it's because my brain was hyperfixating on these things that wasn't supporting me mentally. And that's how I ended up in this space. Hold on, guys. I don't want to miss your messages. Most people worry about things they can't control. Like if you can't control it, why worry about it or fear it? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Well, Blue Fox, what I was saying earlier is kind of like your brain, as you could say, for a neurodivergent, we kind of really can't control what we hyperfixate on. Sometimes it just happens. And for our brain, it just doesn't know the difference between life and death. So it's kind of just like it does, but it sees everything as life and death. And so you will sit back and think, oh, I can't control it. But then that's your brain kind of being like, we're going to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to make a joke of it, but that's literally what it is. Like, your brain is like being like, this is not going to end well for us. And when you think about all the anxiety to that pending doom, it's just like, I don't want to go through this, but here we go. And that's painful for a lot of people. Like, I know that some people like to think, oh, I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to let it go. But when you really don't want to experience something, your brain literally thinks that you're dying or about to die. Now, there are calibers to it, obviously, levels to it. But at the end of the day, either die, you're going to get hurt, or something's going to happen to you that's not good. And so your brain doesn't view it as something that you could just let go. Because remember, your brain is set up for you to survive. That's the whole point. And so, like, that's why they say when people say that their life flash before their eyes when they're dying, it's not because, like, you're trying to, I don't know, reminisce on the good days while you're passing away. That's the scientists believe that's your brain literally flipping through your memories to find a solution to use your survival, so you'll survive. And so that's not very easy for a lot of people to just let it go when it feels like impending doom, you know? And for, at least for myself, but other neurodivergents that I've talked to, like my therapist even asked me this, it's like when it rains, it pours, basically. So like it might be a little dribble right now, and you know, I'm getting a little trickles on my jacket, but now it's this, and this. Now it's pouring, bitch, it's a tsunami up in here. But it's like, when you really sit back and think about it, it's not that bad. It's just small things that you're holding on to, but sometimes you just don't realize it until it's like too late. Thank you, Funk. I appreciate that. Lily, too. You are so sweet. Girl, that's me. Then I'll be mad at a whole year later knowing damn well that shit wasn't okay. Right, right. Should I realize recently I put off all the hobbies to appease everyone around me first. It has been such a relief getting back to caring for myself and doing things I love. Oh, I love that for you, Silly Willy, truly. A lot of the time people have trauma, people have circumstances, people of all types. So I'm just reading y'all stuff. Hold on. Yep. And that's too another thing. I'm sorry, I missed your name already. Then like that's another thing. Like people don't realize like sometimes you'll think, oh, in this situation, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna, but you really don't. Like you truly don't. You can kind of like spec. And especially if you've been through a similar situation before, you can kind of like guess, oh yeah, I'm gonna do good, I'll be fine, whatever. But you really never know. Like depending on the situation, your brain could just be like, huh? Like, have you ever been? I'm pretty sure y'all have, as my neurodivergence. Have you ever been in a situation where you studied up for something or you knew about something, you were well aware, but then when the time came for you to think about it, you're just like, what? And like something that I struggled with in high school was like when I was, well, school in general, I would like sit and read a page for like 15 minutes because I'm just like, it's like I can see the words, but for some reason, my brain is not like not even comprehending, but just not retaining the information that I'm supposed to be gaining right here. Like I'm just kind of looking at it like, what? And then like sometimes I'd be like, oh yeah, foolproof, I got it, I know it, done. And then you get the test, you're just like, what, girl? What is happening? And that same thing can happen for when you're in like fight, flight, or freeze. There's another one. Fight, flight, freeze. There's another one that they just added. Yeah, sure, we can control it. Once upon a time, our inconvenience symptoms would have been very handy. Like, yep, sniffing out bad berries. Yep. Hold on, that makes sense because you can control what you can control, but 9 times out of 10, somebody did something you can control. Yeah, it messed you up somehow. Yeah, and it's not even just trauma either, y'all. It's not even just trauma. It's the small things. As neurodivergents, we really, and y'all, I'll use myself, and y'all just tell me if y'all agree. But like, it's the small things that can lead up to something huge. So let's say, for instance, I'll just use this past week. Last week, I really just was not in the mood to really go out and deal with anything. Okay, and when I wake up and I have to go outside and I really don't want to, everything is a problem. Okay, so right off the bat, waking up last week, I did not want to deal with people. I didn't want to go outside. So when I'm going outside, there's people in our parking lot who are blocking me getting out. Oh my God. Now people are driving slow. The light is green. Why aren't you moving? Somebody cuts you off. Somebody misses almost about to miss their exit at the last second, so they're splitting in front of you. People are doing this and you're just like little by little. I'm like, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Like I'll use like today, like this is not adding to it, but like let's just say like an example today. I was out and basically, you know how when there's an arrow and usually like, you don't really have enough time to kind of like turn. And so you have to get into the intersection. Basically this, Escalade was behind me. Me and one other car in front of me were already in the middle of the intersection. The arrow turned red. This Escalade honked at me to move when, bitch, your time has already come. You're supposed to be behind the line. It's me and this Escalade's turn to go. You're going to have to wait. But you're just trying to speed up and go past everybody because for some reason you're in a rush. That's not my problem, But little stuff like that will like add up and become this big thing. And I didn't realize that they were turning into this fat problem until after I talked to my therapist about it. She would ask me things like, why do you get so worked up over this little stuff or that? Like, why did you get so worked up? Like, I remember there was a time like last year sometime that my car, what was it? I think it was like an oil change or something. Something was going on with my car. And like I went to one place and the guy was just like, oh, I can't get a read on this. I can't get this to work. So it must be broken. And I was just like, it wasn't broken this whole time. Why the hell would it be broken now? I'm like, oh, okay. And I already had issues with like repairs with my car before. So I'm just sitting there just like, okay, what? And so after I went to that place, I literally sat in my car and I had a whole breakdown. Like I told my therapist, I had a whole breakdown. And she was like, why? I said, because he's telling me that it's broken. It doesn't work. He can't get a read on it. So now I'm going to have to go and buy a part and replace it and da 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 da. And all this stuff happened, and that's why I had freaked out like that. But after I had my breakdown, I went to another location, same business, different location, and the guy was just like, I think I was out of Abilene or something like that, and the guy was just like, I don't know what's wrong with that dude. He's an idiot. I think I was getting an admissions test. That's what it was. And he was saying that the thing underneath my car couldn't read or something like that, so I had to get that. But I was like, what? And I went to the next location. The next location was just like, no, that dude was a fucking idiot. This works perfectly fine. And I was just like, see, but in that moment, it felt like impending doom. And in that moment, I had already been dealing with stuff all day. I'm already overstimulated because everything's going on. Like, I'm stressed out. Like, and now this dude telling me that I gotta fix something that's not even broke. Girl, no. Hold on. Girl, I'll tell you, I literally was just saying today, why are there so many people in the world? Damn, too much is going on. It always is. And as neurodivergents, we are hyper vigilant. Like, we're just kind of like, especially if you grow up in a household where you weren't properly supported. Like, I won't say that I wasn't properly supported because my parents were abusive. Fuck my dad. My mom. My mom wasn't abusive, but it's just like she didn't understand me. And because she didn't understand me, she could barely help me. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like stuck taking care of myself. Well, not kind of. I was stuck taking care of myself, teaching myself, growing with myself, by myself, pretty much. All the psychiatrists, all they had to say was, put on medicine, and my mom almost didn't bring me, because I grew up in a very Christian household. My mom almost didn't bring me to the psychiatrist people because she thought that I had a spirit on me. Like my mother, and like literally, if you read the, I'm sorry, that shit is so funny. If you read the document when my mom had brought me into the facility to be like, get my evaluation and everything, the doctor literally wrote down that my mother thought that there was something going on with my spirit, and that's she that's why she didn't bring me in sooner, because she thought that it was a spiritual thing rather than, girl, I just got ADHD, girl. I'm overstimulated, girl, and I need some help. When you grow up in environments like that where you weren't like properly supported, it doesn't create the best, I guess you can say, room for you to be able to grow and learn these things and know these things. And even though I went through what I went through my whole childhood, I've been so many things, y'all. Even though I've been through what I've been through, I'm low-key grateful because I'm able to come and help y'all now and teach y'all now to not do what I did and not make the same mistakes that I do, and help y'all navigate the world so it doesn't feel so daunting all the time. Because it can be. At the end of the day, this world is not built for us. There's nothing wrong with us, but this world is just not built for us. So, especially if you live in certain countries like America, like me. And was that become my number one pet peeve? I used to be one. I gotta work on that. Honestly, I'm low-key impatient. Low-key. I'm impatient as hell. But you know what? Another thing I've realized as a neurodivergent, I think it's an ADHD thing, that our brains just move so fast that everything feels so damn slow. That's what it feels like to me. Because I remember I had just did a video, I watched a video where basically this guy did like a test, and he was just like, I don't remember if it was 30 seconds or a minute, but he was like, close your eyes, and I want you to set a timer right now for like 30 seconds. And I want you to open your eyes when you think it's been 30 seconds. Okay? Listen, y'all. I said I got this in a bag. I was sitting right there. I was like, okay, yeah. 30 seconds, that ain't nothing. I literally went over in my brain. I'm thinking I'm giving it extra time just in case, just to play it safe. I'm going to give myself extra time. Y'all will never guess what I had got, thinking it was 30 seconds. It was probably 60 seconds. I don't even remember, but I think it might have been 30 or 60, either one. But y'all, I lasted 12 seconds. Blew my mind. Here's the reason why I like videos too, or like the millennial pause. I call it like the mental second, because it's just like, to us, a pause, like in your story or whatever, we lose interest immediately. We're ready to switch over to the next thing. Boom, done. We're gone. Because it's like, you took too long. And I don't think that that's us doing it on purpose. Like, I really think that it's genuinely us just like, to us, everything is going at 2 times speed. Like, the way that you're like talking and observing the information is not the same way that I am. And so like that was a huge eye opener for me. I feel like as neurodivergents, we're not trying to be impatient, but because our brains move so fast, it's like we think that you're moving slow when you're just moving at a normal speed, and we're the ones going fucking full blown road runner Tasmanian devil on your ass. funny. Smart car with ain't using their smart car to drive, girl. Oh my god, I cannot make this up. Yeah, people are so slow. Thoughts on spaghetti and catfish? I've never had that combo, but I've had spaghetti and chicken. I don't see the difference. Too many damn people for sure. I understand people want more, but like we got to make sure to get the people we have in good places. I mean this in general because there's no so many personalities going at once. Yeah, and for personalities, who said that? Sorry. Then for personalities, there's like a thing that loved that job. Honestly, I loved my team. When I used to work at the bank, our manager made us do like this, and I did it on the channel actually. They made us do this personality test at work. We all did it. Huge eye opener. When I say huge eye opener, I suggest every single person do it at your job, amongst your friend groups, amongst your family. It is a personality test. It's free. It's so fun. It asks you multiple different little questions and you answer honestly. Don't answer how people want you to. Answer honestly. And it literally our manager will put like our results, printed it out, put it up on a wall, and then put our names there. So it was such a great thing to have, such a great thing to have information on because now I think almost all of us were different. It was maybe a couple of overlaps, like maybe 4 or 5 people, because it was like 20 people branch, maybe 4 or 5 people overlapped, but you would go in there, you'd be like, oh my god. So that's the reason why you're so quiet. That's why you're so expressive. That's why you're so creative. That's why you're so patient. Got it. Super big eye opener. It's something that I want us, like when I don't know, maybe I'll be able to go on tour or something like that one day, and I'll be able to meet you beautiful lovelies in person. But that's something that I would love to do, like being able to know people's personalities and being able to know how to properly interact with them. Game changer. I see myself in you. I love that, man. I appreciate it. It's so crazy. Like, it's so funny that it's so crazy. I literally have so many situations where it's just be like little shit adding, and yeah, fucking my brain. Yes, I was gonna do that. It's too funny now. Damn, traumatizing. What the hell? It's very traumatizing. Working for the Will of Fire. All the way with the family. Drama Queen. I had a song dedicated to me called Drama Queen. I'm dead. That's fucked up, actually. I love your voice. God, it's so damn cute. Oh, thank you so much. How you say your name? Karok the Protector? I hope that's right. Relatively high energy and jovial, so constant. Thank you. Yeah. It's like it's interesting. Like it sometimes depends on the stimulation. I feel like when we're enjoying the things that we like, overstimulation can't be too bad because we kind of like it here, but at the same time, for everything else, it's kind of like, oh my god, this is hell on water. Yeah. Yeah, that's literally what my mother thought. My mother thought that there was a spirit. Like I said, I grew up in a very Christian household, a very spiritual household. And I'm trying to get to all your questions, y'all. I just only wanted to forget what I said. I grew up in a very spiritual household, and my mom, like, it's like she didn't mean no harm by it though. Like my mom wasn't the person to come in and like, yeah. I'm sorry. My mom wasn't the type of mother to come in and be like, go back, give in and throw holy oil on me or shit. Could you imagine? Oh Lord. Like my mother wasn't the type to come in and do stuff like that. But like my mom, she was just out of answers. Like my mom just didn't know what to think. So the first thing that she could go to was God. That's all she had. So you could tell that she was coming from a place of ignorance. But my mom wasn't one of them people where she was it has to be a spirit, that she was going to refuse science. Like my mom was like, oh, okay. When she finally talked to a psychiatrist and got me diagnosed, she was like, oh, okay, I'm understanding this, and this now. But before, when she didn't have no answers, all she could think of was to turn to God. You know what I'm saying? She means of humanity and understanding like you being basically normal. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. Acme, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, that's I can't. I've met a couple of people in my life who have way more extreme stories than me, and that's why there was a question that had came up a few weeks ago where I said like, oh, if you could start all over again, would you choose your mother again? And I said, hell yes, I would. My mom may not be perfect, okay, and me and her and I don't speak in terms right now because we just don't mesh well, but my mother was as good of a mother as she could have been. Now, is there some things that she definitely could have improved on? 100%. But I wouldn't trade my mother in for the world. Like, she at least fucking tried. Even though she didn't have a lot of the information available to her, and even though she didn't have any role models, she really didn't have anyone but herself. She tried her damnedest. And hey, I'm not a piece of garbage, so she's that gotta account for something. Like, my mom tried her best with like communicating and trying to understand and stuff like that, but it's just because our personalities just don't mix, we had to bloop, you know. Watching my child do things like watching paint dry sometimes. Yeah. Yep. Quite. Listen, if I was ever to go on tour, what would I even do on tour? What would I even do on tour? What would I even do? We would. Oh my god, we would be a bunch of crackheads on there. We would be, man. Could you imagine the shit I would come up with if we was on tour together? Y'all, seeing y'all person, this would be wild. It seems like I'll be putting stuff in chat. It's not exactly sync with the live video. I just realized that. Then sometimes it's just the connection, and like sometimes YouTube for some reason will flag comments and not even let me see them, or like they'll hold them and then let me see them like later. Strange. It's meant for our chat to reach her. Yeah, sorry guys. I know it's like sometimes y'all stuff do come in and I just don't want to miss my thoughts, so I will read it like after. So please forgive me if I'm a little late. I try to like comment on everything, but it might be a little delayed. That's literally what I imagine. Crucifix. No, y'all. My mama was not doing no exorcisms on me. My mom was not doing no exorcism. She was a lovely one. She was loving. She did sometimes though. This gonna sound so bad. She did sometimes though come in with like a little oil and put it on her finger and like put like a little cross on her head like that. But she did it for all of us, and she did it to herself too. And like she would come in like sometimes when we were asleep, and she would come in and like I think that's a black mom thing though. She would come in and like pray over us and stuff. Like sometimes she would just like walk through the house and like you'll be either asleep or half asleep and you'll hear her come in and she'll say a few prayers and then she'll put like the oil on your head and like she'll touch you and then she'll walk out and leave. That's like a core memory for me actually. My mom was very very loving. And yes, welcome all the newcomers. Thank y'all for coming in. I don't want to get too distracted from our points today, but I appreciate everybody who's engaging, liking the live, anything like that. Oh, guys, if y'all want to send me like the stickers, like the ones that show like y'all send me $2, $4, whatever, just to let you know. I'm so glad I just thought about this. YouTube takes 60% of that. So say if you send me like $10 worth of whatever stickers, they're gonna take $6 of that. So if you ever want to send me anything, the rubies seem to be okay. Like those, they don't seem to take. But the money, I'll be looking like, I hope y'all know y'all paying YouTube when y'all send me that. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. But one day maybe I'll have like a PayPal up or something. But I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they're getting 60% of the money that y'all send me from my work. Like at least 50-50, girl, down. But yeah. We're talking about neurodivergence in here. I just like to subscribe. I appreciate it. Can't choose our parents. No, we cannot. But I had a decently loving mother. Like my dad, garbage. But my mother, she did try. It's not meshed well. So I would never trade my mother in for anybody. I don't give it. I would choose her in every single lifetime. No matter how great somebody else's mom is, nobody's mother is perfect, but I would choose my mom in every lifetime because my mom, despite her failings, she made me wiser. She taught me how to properly communicate. She taught me how to not necessarily how to be empathetic, because I don't think you can teach somebody that, but she taught me how to basically consider other people, making sure that I'm not basically making it seem like I'm the only person in the world, and understanding that putting yourself in other people's shoes helps you become a better person. We didn't say anything earlier. Dummy word, or you'll be removed. Exactly. Do I really have ADHD? Yes, American Finance, I do. Believe it or not. See, look, right here in the live, y'all. Live and in person. Y'all can see it right now. Like, people really don't be thinking I have ADHD for real. But I attest a lot of what I've learned from, really, both my parents are very smart. Like, honestly, my parents are very smart. If they had a better setup, like better parents, better living situation, I wouldn't be surprised if especially my dad, would have been like valedictorian. Like they are very smart. My mom is a lot more street smart. My dad is a lot more book smart, but together, bing, me, which made me very wise and also a high achieving scholar. So it's like, I feel like if my parents had a better background, baby, I'd probably be in line to become president right now. Really though, I think your live tour would be so much fun. Honestly, I'm gonna be thinking about some weird stuff. Like I've already thought about if I was going on tour. Like I low key want to. If I was to go on tour, I'll have us playing Kahoot and shit. Like all types of weird stuff. Cause just for us to have some fun. Like you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. Give mom some grace because every new person learn. Exactly. And my mom, like I said, she didn't have any examples. Her mom wasn't the best, and her mom's mom wasn't the best either. Like they don't. She, what can you do? Like we come from a streamline of teen moms. Like my mom, my great great grandmother, my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother were all teen moms. By the time they were 16, maybe 17, they had kids. So it's just like no role models, nobody really to set them up for success, nobody really there. Like my mom, she was so terrified because she has three daughters. She was so terrified of us becoming teen moms that she, when I say I could probably recite her speeches word for word, my mom on any given day, any given week would give us like a 2 hour lecture about don't let these boys get in your pants, don't let them tell you that they love you to get you, da da da. Like my mom was big on go out, achieve, live your life, have fun because I didn't get to do that. Like that's why certain things that I did when I was growing up was like prom. I wanted to go to prom. Don't get me wrong. I loved prom. My prom was so great. But I really went to prom for my mom. Like seeing how my mom lit up when I went to prom, like being able to buy my dress and my hair and my makeup and seeing my date and us getting pictures and she I don't think there's been plenty of times that me and my mom have had bright moments, but that's one of the core memories for me. Like none of my other siblings went to prom. My oldest two siblings, yeah, and then my younger sibling, she just didn't want to go. And so my mom, I was the only person who really like was able to, give her that moment. And I can't tell y'all like it was a good moment for me, but I wish I could have recorded her face during the entire time picking out my dress, getting my hair done, nails done, makeup, like everything. Like you could tell my mom was so happy. She was so happy. She was so proud. When she saw my date, oh, he looked so good. Like we both looked so good. I don't know how we ended up matching, but we looked so good when she saw him in his suit. We were taking pictures outside. He picked me up in his car. It was so like it was such a beautiful experience. And you could tell my mom was like living vicariously through me because she didn't get to have that. By the time she was 21, I think, she had 4 kids. She dropped out of school when she was 16. My mom didn't really get to live her life. And so she had to learn as she went. And that came with a lot of mistakes, a lot of traumas on our part, just a lot of things that could have been avoided if she was better prepared. But you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I preach. Do not become a parent young. Give yourself time because that time will prepare you to be the best parent you could possibly be. Because you can't really teach your children about how being an adult by yourself without that experience. Yes, maturity plays a part, but so does life experience. That's pretty tame on religious stuff. Right. Yep. When you have a baby, you'll see how dry life can get. Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to have any kids to know that. I practically raised my little sister. So, and she still sees me as a second mom. Like, teaching her to drive when she needs money. Who you think she calling? Like, I basically raised my little sister. So, I already know what it's like to have, like, kids. And I used to help raise my auntie's kids, all 3 of her children. So, trust me, I'm a middle child, but I was treated like the oldest daughter. So, I already know. Lord, I'm more than sure that Jesus does. I'm sure some type of spiritual being loves me because why wouldn't they? She's not defaming her mom or anything. She's just sharing her stories. Right. Like I'm not saying my mom was a bad person or anything like that. I love my mother. It's just like she's human like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? 60% of what? Oh dang girl, one day you'll get like a paper cash responsibility for the lives. Yeah, 60%. Yeah. They take like I literally it's happened to me. Sorry, y'all, I'm delayed. Like it's happened to me like how many times has this happened? I've gotten like those sticker things like 3 times, and every time, like say if I get $10 worth, I'll get like maybe $4.07 of it because they have like a page dedicated to it. And so y'all know that I'm not lying. I can show it to you right now, actually. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't care at all. Hold on. Let me show y'all. If I can. We're gonna see if I can pull it up. Yep. Hold on. Do. Yeah. So look. Hopefully y'all can see that. not. It's gonna be backwards, but let me flip the camera. Hold on. Y'all get to see the inside of YouTube. So y'all see this? This is how much y'all gave me on live, right? 11:01. This is how much they gave me. So just so y'all know, I ain't scamming or nothing like that. I might have to go ahead and set something up because they take most of that. I don't really see it. So just something to keep in mind. Like I know like Dean Withers and a couple of people that I see go live on YouTube, they have like a PayPal set up or whatever. So anybody who wants to send money, that's going directly to the creator, not to you, YouTube, because they will take. Like it's, I don't know how it works. I really don't know why they do that. But for the rubies though, I think 100 rubies equals $1. Yeah, because I had got like, or 1 ruby equals 1 penny. Yeah, because I had got 407 rubies on my last live, and that translated into $4.07. So I'm like, okay. So the rubies they're fine, but the direct like stickers cash, I don't know how that works, but that's just how they do it. So if you ever want to, just yeah, I don't even know. Do I even have a? Yeah, I think I do. But yeah, let me catch up on y'all stuff. Sorry if I'm so late, y'all. I'm like babbling. Garbage. I don't know why it's the dads that gotta be garbage. My dad just happened to be like he's. How do I explain this? My dad didn't have the best upbringing either, but my mother was the best case scenario, and my dad was low key the worst. You know, I'm such a Libra. Even my parents are balanced out. Hey, what? They're taking things and that's highway robbery. Yeah, I was pissed the first time I saw it, but that's what they do. I can't really do anything about that. Grandma's follows a little group of people feeling love and mamas around the world. Yeah, I love this. What's the difference between ADD and ADHD? Honestly, Mr. American, I have no idea. You'll have to look it up. I think that ADD is attention deficit disorder and ADHD is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So maybe people with ADD just can't focus, but they don't necessarily have like the hyperactivity. Like maybe, I don't know. You'll have to look it up. Ask Chad. Are they still together? My parents, no, absolutely not. My dad is just not the type of person that you stay with very long. Like when I do talk to my dad, it's short and sweet. Okay, Dad, that's nice. Yep, he'll call. Like my dad, literally, he'll know. I'm going on a tangent. Oh well, we having fun. My dad, literally, when we have encounters, he knows I won't call him. He'll have to call me. And the first thing that he says when he calls me, he was like, "Hey, daughter, just making sure, are you alive over there?" I'm like, "Yeah, Dad. Trust and believe. If anybody's gonna go, it's gonna be you first. Okay, I gotta collect that life insurance. You owe me." Like, so my dad is one of the people where it's like he wants to be loving and all that extra stuff, but he just physically can't. Like, and I've fully accepted that. I really don't care. Okay, my little sister treats him like a money bank, and I just treat him like a chore. Like, oh, and I see his name pop up on my phone. I'm like, oh god. Let me make sure I set my timer. Once the 5 minutes is up, I'm like, all right, Dad, I got a errand. I don't have an errand. I just don't want to talk to you. Like, he's not a terrible person, but my dad is just one of the people where it's just like, I guess you could say he doesn't know how to be a good person outside of monetary value. So like with my dad would give me his last dime. Like anything that I want. If I'm like, Dad, there's these really cute shoes, they're $200 something, like blah, blah, blah. He'd be like, all right, baby, I'll give you the shoes or whatever. You know, like he'll give me whatever I want. But that's as far as his love extends. But that's all he knows. Like that's all he grew up on was, oh, you're sad? Here's some money. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really grow up with, oh, you're sad? Let's talk about that. But my mom is the exact opposite. Like she doesn't do the monetary thing, but she'll be like, well, she couldn't. But like she's the type of mom where it's just like, yeah, Mom, I'm depressed about something. She's like, okay, let's unpack that. Why are you depressed? What's going on? You know? So I kind of got the best and the worst of both worlds. I don't even know how to equal that. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm pretty lucky to turn out how I did because there's a lot of kids who had worse situations than me or similar parents and turned out way worse than I did. So not this time for the presidency. You're right. I'll check back at you when I'm 45. We'll see. Corporate president. Where are you from if you don't mind asking? In Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh yeah, the mom is always going to be a paid actress. Always. What's so sweet, silly Billy? I'm so behind. Get about the time. No, I gotta give her time and a half, if anything. She was telling y'all the truth. I was a teenage father. It made me not be able to fully enjoy my 20s because of responsibilities. So yes, travel, spend money, invest. Yes, enjoy your life, please. It's just like people when people be asking about like, oh, having kids young. A lot of people be like, oh, well, it's always been my dream to be a dad. It's always been my dream to be a mom. I met a guy who was 17 who had $20,000 saved up, and I said, what are you saving for? And he was like, a family. That's all I want. That's wonderful. Wait until you're 30. Give yourself until you're 30. Okay, at least you have that experience. You have time to make mistakes, learn. And I just saw a video the other day where basically a lady was talking about how you get like a decade to do stuff. Your first 0 to 10, yeah, don't even matter. Your, 10 to 20, yeah, you're preparing to matter. It's preparing to be something. But 20 to 30, that's like your really learning years because that's the decade where you're kind of like on your own. You're kind of by yourself. You have to figure things out on your own. Like nobody's really able to be there and show you. Your parents are no longer responsible for you. Like that's the decades of learning and growing and figuring out who you are, figuring out what you want, taking risks. So when people have kids in their 20s, I'm just like, why did you do that? You didn't give yourself any time. Like in real adults, real adults who are like in their 30s, 40s, like they'll look at you and be like, they literally will call you a baby. They'll be like, oh my God, you a baby. You ain't figure anything out. You ain't even got nothing. Being 30 is being an adult with money. And they'll literally tell you, like, say if you're 22, they'll be like, oh, you're a 5-year-old adult. That's nice. That's nice. Come talk to us when you're 38. Like there's so many even clubs and stuff that won't even let like people who are under the age of 30 in because it's a different mindset. Most of us don't know where we are, and a lot of us don't get the space to learn it until very, later. Come from a huge family. We have 9 sets of twins. Oh my God, 9 sets of twins. Lord have mercy. That is a lot. It's acting like YouTube is the best platform in terms of yeah they are. Even though they chomp, they are the best. Twitch is pretty okay, but Twitch is mainly donations. Like YouTube is the only platform that I can think of, and Facebook. I've heard Facebook is really good, but YouTube is the only platform that I can really think of outside of Facebook, kind of that is the best for creators. Like you hit, I don't know, 100,000 views on one of your videos, you can probably make 14 grand from that one video. You know what I'm saying? What's your lives normally about, and have you found your single niche on YouTube? Mine's is personal finance, a psychology twist. My lives are kind of focused on all types of topics. I'm a tangent with a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bounce everywhere. I got ADHD, okay? But I do like to focus my videos mostly on my lives, mostly on neurodivergency, navigating the world, really confidence building, finding yourself, knowing how to grow, really just improvement, if you will, in any aspect. But I do hyper focus on neurodivergence because I am one, and my YouTube channel is ADHD everything. ADHD and me, basically. So, me navigating the world of ADHD in all different aspects. If you want to check it out, I have multiple series on the channel. So, hopefully, you guys check that out. Show me some love on some of them videos. Get them things boosted. And I love that you are yourself on personal finance. That's actually a really big niche right now. Most channels are really blowing up over finance because people is broke. Do you have advice on parallel parking? I would say look it up. I know how to parallel park, but I don't get it right every time. Send to PayPal. What's your PayPal link? What is my PayPal? I don't even freaking know. What is my PayPal link? Oh my gosh, hold on, y'all. Let me check Kiana because I don't even know what my PayPal is. But yeah, YouTube is just interesting. Like they have their own ways of doing things, and they're not the worst. But at the same time, it's just like, girl, I could have used that $6. You know what I'm saying? You shall taking you a mighty fat cut, even though you're not inside this live with me. That's very interesting. I forgot what this thing is even. What even is this for? Da-da-da. Trying to look. Hold on. Was a thing somewhere? Reload the page, girl. You got a lot going on. Oh my gosh. Hold on, y'all. PayPal's making me do 1,000,001 things on my tablet. Okay. Okay. Sorry, y'all. It's making me like start over. I don't know why it's doing all that. But yeah, even though YouTube does take its own little thing, I still enjoy it more than other apps. Like this is the app that I would want to stick to If nothing else, this is the app that I would love to stick to. Because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was young. So, share. What's your link to get paid? Let's see. Okay. What is it? Where is it, y'all? I don't know why this thing is like being so difficile for some reason. I'm gonna probably, because I had it before. I'll probably put it up another time. If y'all in the next live, I'll put it on there. There we go. Silly Billy had put it in the chat. Use your mirrors and go slow. Because, baby, what? Let me see. I must have ADD. Probably. I don't know. I don't diagnose people. I'm just trying my best to be me. I'm scared for my test. Oh, they make y'all do parallel parking in mine. When I did driving, I don't remember my I mean, it's different for every state, but I don't remember in Wisconsin my instructor making me do a parallel parking. They only made me do the Y turn. They make y'all do parallel parking now? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, hey, everything changes day to day. They don't even use, most things that they used to use back in school, they don't even use them anymore. But when I was looking back on it, I used to have it a long time ago, and now I don't know what happened to it. No. Contact more. I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. This thing is so weird. That's cool. I know y'all all you do. TA2OOD, whatever your name is. Who's all of you? Who's all of you who has that issues? Because I'm black and I'm a woman and I'm a neurodivergent. You know, do you know how to spell elaborate? Could you elaborate on that? And if you're talking about it because I'm black, you do know that being racist makes you automatically less intelligent than the rest of us. So, also what I don't get about racism is that like it doesn't make you smarter, it doesn't make you more attractive, it doesn't make people want to be around you, it doesn't make you more successful, it doesn't make you richer. Like you're still broke, dumb, and unattractive and unwanted. So, what exactly is racism doing for you? Like the congregation would like to know. What is it doing for you? You know? I don't know. Strange. Like I said, as somebody who's never been a loser, I don't really know what that's like. But yeah, I don't know. Like, if everybody has daddy issues, that's great. There's people who have mommy issues, granny issues. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't bother me. You're right. My dad, he has the problems, but at the end of the day, everybody has their thing. But the thing is that you can't. That's another thing about people who try to bully. You can't throw something back in my face that I told you. But you like intelligence, so I would see why you would think that would be an insult to me. If I was ashamed of who my dad is, if I was ashamed of how I was raised or, who my parent was, I wouldn't talk about it at all. You can't throw it in my face if I already know. And at the end of the day, how are you making fun of me for my dad's feelings? I didn't ask to be put in his ball sack. I don't know who told you that, but I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be located next to him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask to be located there. I didn't have any, you know what I'm saying? But for somebody who's not intelligent, I would see how you would think that would be an insult to me for me being born to a dad that was born to bad parents. Hey, maybe you think in genetic land, bibbidi boppity boo, I was able to be like, that one. I'm Veruca fucking Salt from Willy Wonka. I want a squirrel. That one. Yep, that's my daddy right there. Choosing right there, and then that's gonna be my mom. Pluck, pluck, boom, make me. Bam. That's how I got here. You know what? I'm a magician. I'm an extraterrestrial. I don't even belong here. You know what I'm saying? According to that person. Yeah, what's other accent? I'm not from the South, but I do have grandparents who are. Most of my family is from down South, but funny enough, most of them moved up here. Well, a lot of them moved up here. Don't ask me. I don't know what's so great about Milwaukee. Like, let me not talk shit. I love my city, but compared to bigger cities from which my families are from, it's just like, why'd you move up here? Yeah, I'm always talking shit about my dad. We be talking shit about each other all the time. They're right, so they don't have kids, enjoy your life. Honestly, like, I'm gonna always talk shit about my dad. We talk shit about each other. I be calling him. I sometimes talk to him and I be like, Daddy, get your bald head stuff off my line. Love ya. Bye. How we let that happen? You know how these days got here. I do. You's right. What's your life done goes on YouTube? I want to be a full-time YouTuber and create a beautiful ADHD, neurodivergent, helpful improvement society. Okay, for us to learn and grow together. I'm working out. It's crazy. Just put your PayPal in the chat. Oh yeah, what is this? Because like it's underneath a different name. That's crazy. I'm trying to freaking put it. I'm so sorry. I know that this is like weird, but when I'm put on the spot, sometimes my brain is not like computing. Yeah, I'll leave this page and come to this one because what is this? My PayPal down me is something else than what it says right here. That's the problem. One of the few smart content creators that said that right on YouTube. I agree, it's the best platform to grow. Honestly, I guess the app it kind of just works for each person because I feel like everybody has their particular app that helps them, grow or whatever. Because like a lot of TikTokers could never make it on YouTube. Never. And a lot of YouTubers, they would make it. They could possibly make it on TikTok because the YouTube fan base is a lot more loyal, we stick to more long form content, have longer attention spans, stuff like that. But at the same time, a lot of YouTubers lose interest in TikTok because, I'll use myself as an example, because TikTok, the algorithm is very different. Like on TikTok, you can go viral for saying garlic salt. That would never happen on YouTube. Like, never. You can never go viral for something that small. Like YouTube is a platform that requires dedication, consistency, loyalty to your audience. Like YouTube don't play, right? You gotta really be up on your game and really know what you're doing. It's a long game, but damn it, is it worth it? It is. But TikTok, it's like you go famous for one thing, and like you could hit basically a perfect like layman's terms example of how different TikTok and YouTube is. You could hit 2 million views on TikTok and still have 15 followers. That would never happen on YouTube. On TikTok, it doesn't matter if you had 15 million view videos, you could still be sitting at 2,000 followers. That would never happen on YouTube. On top of that, you could never hit 15 million views on YouTube and not get paid. Oh, you're getting a couple thousand. If you hit 15 million views on YouTube, oh yeah. I would be surprised if you didn't walk away with $250,000. Have you seen some of them YouTubers? Like people like Corey Kenshin and stuff like that. There's this thing called Social Blade where if you look up their names, they can kind of show you like an estimate of how much they make. Corey Kenshin makes like $250,000 to like $375,000 a month. And he can upload one video, 2 videos a month, but he averages 19, 20, like millions of views. Oh, that man is rich. But that would never happen on TikTok. TikTok is about exposure and brands. YouTube is about content. So, and then they got TikTok Shop, which I've heard of a couple of people becoming millionaires off of that. But yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. The algorithm is very weird. In our group chat, we can post it in the chat next live. You know what, typically I'm gonna do that because I need to figure out why the hell this is not popping up for me, because it's like it says like share your personal link and I'm like, I don't need to do that. Yeah, that's right. Sure, I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't think that's right. I just remembered I have to update some paperwork for my driver's license. I have to do that new thing where they were talking about, what was they saying? That if you don't have the ID that doesn't say not for federal purposes, then it's not real. I got to do that at some point. Housing in Wisconsin, never heard a lot of people living in the state. I mean, anything outside of Milwaukee is boring. I'm sorry. It's mid. You're probably not going to hear about any other county except for Milwaukee because we're the only ones who actually have something going on. I'm not out of place. I'm from outer space. Exactly. Fine, don't worry about the lies tonight unless you want to. Okay. I'm thinking I'm catching up. Okay. I'm just to help to grow your channel. Do you have an email or IG? I'm in the middle of revamping my channel, so I've been doing a lot of researching and just wrote 15 scripts. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, my IG is the same thing as my YouTube, Quite the Sovereign. And then my email, same thing, Quite the Sovereign. It's Quite the Sovereign at Gmail. So my email is all linked on my home page in my bio, so you can check my email and my IG. They're all the same thing. Yep. That's like an abbreviation that YouTube came up with for, I think, to click on my channel. But yeah, it should be Quite the Sovereign everything. No spaces, no underscores, just Quite the Sovereign, all lowercase. As an ad rep for your marketing, digital product sponsorships. Yep, and physical products can make money on YouTube. Exactly. But what I love most about YouTube is that the fan base is better. Yeah, I'm gonna add the link soon. Thank you, Billy. Oh, you're so lovely. Um, you're doing good, y'all. You already know. You're always the best. Always. I should use some next week. Info next week. I appreciate it. How we can get links set up. There's a type of, but I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, um, yeah. Like I just don't. The TikTok algorithm, like I know it works for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people really swear by TikTok, but to me, it's just not the same. Like YouTube, your audience is so different. Like the YouTube audience is so loyal, and we want you to succeed. Like basically, a YouTuber can come out and be like, "Okay, y'all, um, I'll drop the merch," but before they even drop the merch, we as the audience have been like, put out merch. Like we're such a loyal fan base. We're just like, take our money. But like at the same time though, as you as a creator, you're also equally as loyal. And then I feel like too, transitioning from YouTube to bigger things is like, I feel like such an easy thing, because you'll see so many YouTubers who have been in movies, been on shows, done cameos, like been offered huge deals because the platform is so transitional in that way. And like with YouTube as well, like you can tell people, hey, go follow me on Instagram, go follow me on TikTok, and your audience will do it. There's people on TikTok who have 15 million followers, but then they'll say, go to my YouTube. You go to the YouTube and they have 2,000 subscribers. That's wild. Like for me, I'm like, that would never happen. That would never happen. You have a million subscribers on YouTube, and you tell me to go to your Instagram, you have to at least have a 250,000 followers on Instagram. You have to. If you got that many, and especially if you got 15 million subscribers, please. 15 million subscribers, that's the most loyal fan base there is. When you talk about, hey guys, go to my Amazon storefront, like us as the audience, we trust you, we believe in you, we want you to succeed. Like it is a loyal fan base here. It is not the same thing for TikTok. And that's why I say with a lot of TikTokers too, like I want to choose my words wisely, because I don't want to seem like I'm downplaying anybody. I feel like with TikTok, it requires less creativity in order for you to grow there. And what I mean by that is that not that you can't be creative, there are people who make stuff on TikTok aren't creative, but just like with YouTube, it's so strict over here. There's a lot of things that you cannot do. So for the things that you get famous for on TikTok, like dancing videos, little things like that, you cannot use an artist's music on YouTube. Can't do that. You're not gonna go viral for doing some little cute little dance. You're not gonna go viral for just saying something funny or having a cute little moment with, like, you know what I'm saying, with your family or something like that. Like you just won't go viral for something like that. Like YouTube is hyper personality based. Like you as the person have to know how to stick to your audience, have a great retention with your audience, keeping your audience's attention, being funny, being engaging. Like you have to do that. On TikTok, not with 7-second videos being the highlight of the platform. 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Not on YouTube, baby. That's not gonna work. And so that's why a lot of people were freaking out when TikTok was going away, because with YouTube it's so much different. Like it's not that instant gratification with YouTube. Like you have to really be consistent, really be on top of it. You have to be solely your own thing. You cannot use music, you cannot use trends. Like there are some things on YouTube that are trendy and like you can use them to your own advantage, but like another thing with YouTube is that it does not reward a pivot. So like with TikTok, yeah, it's kind of the same, but like on TikTok you can have a viral video that has nothing to do with your content. So, like, say if you're a lifestyle person, but then you go live for reporting a bad experience at a restaurant, right? YouTube doesn't reward that. At least in my experience. Like, when a YouTuber pivots from the niche that YouTube has set you up for, they will not reward you. So, say for instance, if your stuff on YouTube, you've been posting makeup content, okay? You've been posting makeup content your whole channel life, but then out of nowhere you post a random vlog. YouTube is, your views are not going to match. Not because your audience doesn't care, or that your audience doesn't want you to succeed, or that your audience doesn't really want to see that, you know what I'm saying, but primarily because YouTube will not push it, because it's not the content that you told YouTube that you'll be pushing. Okay, let me see, and I'm make sure I'm not missing nothing. I appreciate everybody who's here. Y'all are so great. I started at 2%. Okay. My mods don't normally get recognized, so how are y'all doing? Oh yeah, my mods are always recognized. My girls are the best. You the best. If y'all don't know what that's from, I watched the Bible podcast, and one of the people who works on the podcast name is Beth, and she does all like the tech stuff and fix stuff and like sets everything up. So when they're messing up and everything, she comes by and she's just like, okay, I'll fix it, and then she'll fix it, and it's good. And so they're like, so you're the best. Use the best, Beth. My moderators are the best. I love them so bad. Welcome to the views. Don't be weird. Yeah, for what's the skincare? I need it. Magic. I I hate the first thing about, but my parents have really good skin. I don't think anybody in my family really has acne. I only get acne when I eat dairy, so like ice cream or drink milk, like stuff like that. Like I'll get like really bad acne, but or like hormonal changes. But outside of that, my family just doesn't get acne. I think it helps that my dad is dark skinned, because dark skinned people just like, I don't want to say they never get acne, but like the darker the person, the rarest I've ever seen them have acne. Thank you guys for the compliment. Y'all so sweet. Herbie, you're being weird. Yeah, like it's just like I said, TikTok. I don't like it, and I also don't like the fact that, like with TikTok, you have to constantly be in people's face, and I don't like that. Whoever sent that, Ruby, I didn't get to catch your name, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. My comments. Okay, no dairy. Yeah, no. I honestly, it just depends on the person, but for me, dairy just does not do right. I hope you're having an incredible day. I only like a certain thing from Chipotle car, but because our meat is usually dry. But yeah, I love Panda Express. So yeah, yeah, I've been going on a freaking tangent, getting away from our stuff here. That made distracted. But yeah, like I don't know, with TikTok, you have to constantly be in people's face. Like even if you have 1 million followers, right? You can still end up getting 300 views. And don't get me wrong, with YouTube, it can be like that sometimes too, but you'll stay typically in your range. Like if you typically get about 1,000 to 2,000 views per video, they're gonna continuously give you 1,000 to 2,000 views. Like they're gonna push it to your audience, at least for the most part. With TikTok, you can have 15 million followers. Why the hell do you have a 20,000 view video with 15 million followers, or with 2 million followers? Why do you have a 500 view video? That doesn't make any sense. And then you're telling me that the views don't equate to money? That's a lie, because there are so many people in other foreign countries who are making way more money than Americans, which is really crazy. Like, what do you mean you're making $10,000 a month on TikTok? Interesting. So yeah, but the thing that turned me away from TikTok primarily was just the fact of lack of loyalty. Like I don't know, like I just don't like the way that it kind of meshes in that way where like TikTok doesn't set you up for success for one, and then for two, it's just when you tell your audience, "Hey, look out for this. Check me out there." They just aren't as loyal. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make it sound mean, but yeah, like the fact that you can go on TikTok and forget about the people that you follow, like all TikTok does is push the For You page. There's no reason why I shouldn't be seeing the people that I follow first. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the For You page should be like a suggested video, like they do on Instagram. Like you'll see on Instagram, the people you follow is the content that you're consuming, but then they'll pop, a few suggestive videos in there amongst your scrolling to kind of be like, hey, check this out. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, this is interesting. Like they'll do that. But on TikTok, you're right on the For You page. And as a consumer, you're not thinking, oh, let me go and click on a button to go look at the people that I follow. I should be seeing them first. Those are the people that I follow. So why am I seeing random people that I don't know? It's weird. When it comes to views, yeah. It's already, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I don't know. Same thing with just transitional stuff. Like I'll be seeing so many of my favorite creators. They're like, I don't want to say begging, but it's just like it's giving like they're damn near desperate for their audience to do something. Like there's a girl I follow named Crystal Crave. She has music. Why is it that she's having to constantly? She's like coming on like every day, multiple times a day, saying, "Hey guys, check out my music, check out my music, check out my music, check out my Spotify, whatever." As a YouTuber, if she had the same amount of followers on YouTube as she has on TikTok, and she made one video saying, "Hey guys, I got new music dropping," we would already be listening to her stuff. She wouldn't have to come on like 1,000 different times a day to tell you that one thing. Like, there's no reason why that many followers don't equate to ticket sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to me that just doesn't make any sense. But I grew up on YouTube. TikTok is new to me. I grew up on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since I've been on YouTube since before that, but becoming a creator on YouTube since like 2017, and like not consistently, of course, but like yeah. And so growing up on YouTube, it's a lot more loyal. Like when I would certain people I follow, when they would say I'm gonna drop merch, we have a hoodie coming out. I couldn't wait to get scramble up my little pennies to buy me a hoodie so I can watch the videos while I'm wearing my hoodie. Like we're loyal over here. Like we want you to succeed. Like I'll use De'Eric as a perfect example. If y'all don't know who she is, she's like a vlogger, lifestyle girl. She started on here as a couple. She did like a pop-up shop for her glasses. She sells glasses, sunglasses. First of all, I didn't get to buy any yet. The bitch just sold it out. She sold out like her first collection. Every time she drops a collection, the girls already have it. They're up at midnight waiting to tap their little cart so they can go. Next thing you know, in 2 days, they got their stories already up tagging her, wearing her glassware. She did a pop-up shop in New York. She had a line wrapped around the damn corner for people to get into her pop-up shop. That's true loyalty. That's true transition. That's an audience. She makes waves with her audience. When she says, "Hey y'all, let's do this thing. Hey y'all, try this brand out." Us as a loyal fan base, we're gonna be like, "Oh, De'Ara recommended that. I'm gonna give her a try ski." Like she just did like a lip kit. Like she just did a with the lip bar. Did a what is that thing called? A collaboration with them. Sold out the lip kit because that's a loyal fan base. More human and real. The others are just trend followers. You're right. You are right. Honestly, gorgeous. Thank you, Crazy. I appreciate that. Huggy, you might want to stop trying to tell her what to do. Huggy, I can't even see your messages, so like, I don't know. People are being fucking weird. You're gonna get blocked by the moderators, so just keep that in mind. And honestly, you can't wound me. I grew up as a neurodivergent, having to figure out life by myself amongst a whole bunch of neurotypicals. Hello? You really think that whatever you gotta say is gonna bother me? It's not. Whatever you say. Honestly. And even if sometimes if there is a miscommunication, let's make sure we're just communicating that in the chat. But just letting you know, any insults or anything, any hater, any weird person, it's gonna be a waste of time. I'm not easily offended. I'm just not. Like I'm just not. There's nothing that you're gonna be able to say to me to tell me that I'm not great. I'm fucking exceptional. You think that I can create such a beautiful audience without being radiant? Please. Yeah. I was just suggesting you do with your content, nothing crazy. Right. Huggy Bear, you're weird. You don't even know me. I don't even know you. So I don't know how you think that about me. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own opinions. I'm pretty sure my moderator, who has been following me since last year would know me a little bit better than somebody who just randomly stumbled across my channel. But whatever you say, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's entitled to their own opinions here. You know? Never mind. Moderators don't think that you are. Oh, dang. God. You were so funny. JK or J Kingdom, I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny, but this is about it. But thanks. I love it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm unapologetically black too. That's another thing. So y'all can't shame me for this. I wear this outside at the grocery store. I don't give two fucks or a damn. I don't have two dams to rub together. I wish that I could rub something together for you to create a spark. So maybe it'll be able to spark your brain cells inside of your brain so they can actually generate a valuable thought, something of significance. But I really don't have two dams to rub together to give you that spark. So I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you'll have to stay dumb. Yeah, no. I don't know. Just in case, I like to cover all my bases. Just in case you're trying to be funny, I'm just gonna have to be hilarious. So I'm just saying, don't try to be funny. But if you don't know this is an actual bonnet, that's what this is. A bonnet, a head covering that you wear wherever you want. But if you don't want your hair out, this is what you wear. So yeah, I appreciate it. Their own opinions, unless that opinion is wrong. Really, I can't even hate you for that. I can't even hate on you for that. You're so right. I say I like that. Just showing what's going on here. All right, unapologetically black. Like I really don't care. Like I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna be hated regardless. I'm gonna do what I want all the time, and I suggest everybody does that. Just do what you want. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing that you can do. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do. Like that's why I always try to tell y'all. I'm gonna go into a tangent about confidence. That's why I tell you all the time. Like don't pay attention to people's opinions of you. Don't let people change your mind, your heart, or on anything. Like love you fully because there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Who gives a fuck? So, you don't like me? And I'm still going to be alive. Better take it up with God. You better take it up with the Lord themselves because nothing's going to work over here. It's just not. Like, it's just not. Your opinion is not going to change anything. I'm still beautiful. I'm still attractive. People still love me. Like, people still flock to me. Like, I am missed when I leave a room. Like, I nothing about what you're saying about me is going to change that I'm going to achieve. No matter what. I'm going to be excellent no matter what. I'm going to achieve no matter what. I'm going to be wonderful no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. What you say, what you do, it's not going to change a single thing over here. So hopefully, it gives you something for the day. You won't win anything here. And as a matter of fact, I feed on the misery of the miserable. So if you want to, if you got a humiliation kink or something, by all means. All I say, don't try to be funny because I'm going to have to be hilarious. And if you're not prepared for me to be funnier than you, don't say anything. Don't say anything, man. Okay. I am kind. I am not nice. So please understand that. I am kind. I am not nice. I will lay you out like a folding chair in this live. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And then one thing, you're never going to convince me that I can't be Solani, baby. I'm going to be Solani till the day I die. Solani, which is African American, that is the name of our culture, Solani culture. Everything about the soul, you would never be able to convince me. Okay, my ancestors fought for me to be able to have this, to be this. You know, I'm gonna make them proud. Okay, hands on those shit. Okay, cool. I'm just that's for anybody who a hit dog is gonna holler. If I'm throwing it at you, that means it's gonna hit you. Hey, you catch it or you don't. I thought it was nice, but my bad. It was awesome. I appreciate it. My day's going pretty good, David. The amount of mentions about your bonnet tonight has been stuff. As I'm going, I don't know why people keep commenting about my bonnet. I mean, it's as big as it is because my hair is in here. Like, right here, my hair is right here. Like, my hair is this big. So, my bonnet's always going to be big. But hey, I love that she's getting love. This gives me time to comment on her. I love me a good bonnet, honey. I'm going to love my bonnet to the day she dies, which is never. She lives forever. Thank you. I love my teeth too. She's great. You're a star having these comments. I'm gonna send. There's levels and you can look in the mirror and actually like what you see. Exactly. And that's what true self-love is. No matter how I look. And that's why I tell people too all the time. Even if I change, it doesn't matter. I'm not afraid to age at all. Well, on top of that, I know how I'm gonna look. I know how my grandparents look. They age beautifully. So I know how I'm gonna look when I age. But even if I didn't, like just say that all my grandparents would pass away or whatever, I'm not afraid to age. I'm not afraid to get gray hairs. I'm not afraid to do any of that. I don't care about any changes. I'm going to love me regardless. And that's what self love really is. That's what body positivity is. No matter what changes come about, I can look at myself and be like, yeah, girl, eat them up. Delicious, gorgeous. Thanks, Jackie. I appreciate that. Make the body breaker to make a statement like 5 feet tall. Well, maybe one day. I do plan on making something like this that my beautiful black girls or anybody really can, well, black people can wear like out in the elementes, because why the heck not? But yeah, like just be yourself because people are going to hate no matter what. It's impossible to appease everyone. You cannot make everybody happy. So why not just make yourself happy instead? That seems a lot simpler and easier. And like I say, for my neurodivergence, add that to your roller coaster. Only appeasing you, pleasing you, making you happy. Because when you do that, everything else will follow. Everything else will follow. I tell you that all the time. The moment that you decide for yourself, my happiness, my confidence, who I am, what I want is the top priority, everything else will become irrelevant. Like, that's why when people say, oh, how's your circle so small, or how are you able to cut people off so fast, or whatever, because if you're jeopardizing my primary goal, which is to maintain peace and happiness in my life, you're going to go. And it's not going to be hard. I might grieve you, I might mourn you, be a little sad. I might give you a solid 24 hours. But after that, it's as if you never existed at all. Thanks, Gabby. I appreciate that. This is the second compliment I got on my glasses. I love my glasses too. They're my babies for real. I had to change it because I had a big, they're right here. I had these frames, and these things were just too heavy on my face. I was like, oh my God, girl. You heavy. So this was my emergency pair. But yeah. Which is funny because I used to wear like really skinny frames. I used to look like Uncle Ian from what's that thing called? Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yeah, funny. Okay, and since we're talking about relationships and confidence, we may as well go ahead to the next point in neurodiversity. Thanks, what's up? I appreciate that. Thanks, guys, for the gifts. I appreciate it. Doc, this is not a shower cap. It is called a bonnet. A shower cap is usually clear. There are some that are colorful though. But this is a bonnet. It is a piece of headwear that Solani people wear. We don't want our hair out in the elements. Either if we're gonna get our hair done, if we're not, if we just want to wear it, whatever. That's what this is. So I'm wearing it because I'm Solani and it's part of my culture. So yeah. Okay. Going on to the next point of neurodivergency, recognizing bad relationship habits that worsen your overstimulation. Okay, for you and others. I wrote down add on. Finding the right relationship that are reliable are crucial. Oh my gosh, let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and duct all my best friends really quick. I love that. Hold on. Yep. And so basically what that looks like when we're talking about relationships for neurodivergence, it's not hard to have relationships with really anyone, to be honest. Well, besides people who are freaking insane. I mean, normal people who actually want human connection, not freaking psychopaths. But having relationships with people are just not hard. You just have to recognize when a relationship is right for you and when it's not. And for neurodivergence, it is very, very, very important that we surround ourselves with the right people because support is crucial to our development. Oh yeah, we're about to lock in quick. Okay? It is crucial. I went on a little tangent. We talked about some stuff that's not the topic, but we're gonna get back to it. That's why I have my list. That's why I write it down, make it plain. Okay? It's very, very, very crucial because if you don't have that support, we already have so many things going on that we have to minimize as much stress as humanly possible. That's why I keep on telling y'all autopilot. And the roller coaster is part of that autopilot. The mechanism that gets you moving and gets you to where you need to go. Once the operator pulls the lever, crunk, once they pull the lever, the roller coaster is just gonna go. That's how you want to be in your life as a neurodivergent. You want to stay on your roller coaster, stay in that lane, add tracks as needed, and just stay in that realm. And part of that is building healthy, reliable relationships. We, as neurodivergents, go through a lot more stress than we probably realize, a lot more grief than we probably realize, a lot of overstimulation, which is stress, right? Which leads to anxiety, which can lead to depressive episodes, all types of stuff like that because our brain is extremely overwhelmed. And that's what I was mentioning before about, like, just going driving. Like, I've realized as I've aged, I really don't like to drive. Like if I can not drive and just be passenger seat princess, I prefer that versus being out driving, because I realize it's a very overstimulating experience for me. Just every little thing, having to look out for people, make sure that they're not trying to hit me, people trying to honk at me, people driving slow. Like it's too much. And so that's something that I want to do with my life, is eventually get to a state where I can make enough money where I can afford a driver, because that's one thing that overstimulates me that I do not want. But in the meantime, I surround myself with people who help me through those motions in that moment, right? And I'm gonna always highlight my best friend Essence, because I see her the most. I see her the most, and we live in the same building, so she's around me the most, and she knows me the best. She has really put into perspective for me what a relationship should look like for a neurodivergent like me. She is like the bestest best friend that you could ever fucking ask for. Like she's like that for everybody. And of course, Mariana Bean, of course, is also a lovely best friend. Love her to death. But we are both anxiety-ridden girlies, and Essence is a neurotypical, like a poster child neurotypical. My best friend, and so she like does things that are small, but they mean so much. So, for instance, she like certain things that bother me, don't bother her. And I just be looking at her like she's an alien, because I'm just like, what do you mean? Like she'll tell me things like, and I just look at her like she's crazy. Like one thing, she'll be like, oh yeah, so I had to go out this morning. I had to go out this morning and do this and do this and do this, and then I came back home, and then I went back out, and I'm like, pause. You went out, did a whole bunch of overstimulating stuff, and then you came back home, and then you went back out. I'm sorry. You removed yourself from the overstimulation and then you went back out. That sounds like hell on water. And I like, and she'd be like, no, it didn't bother me. You know, I know I had to do it. So you trying to tell me that you didn't have to drag yourself out the bed? You didn't have to drag yourself off the couch to go do that? She was like, no, I just go and do it. Well then. But for me, it's just like I can't go to I can't go out early in the morning and then come home and rest for a couple of hours and then I have to work myself up to go back outside. Oh no. I'm either gonna, stay in the house for the rest of the night, or I'm canceling all the plans. I'm not gonna be, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's too stressful, it's too much, it's too overstimulating for me. And also I really just hate making plans in general. I hate doing errands in general, especially when I've had in my mind, okay, I'm gonna stay home today. I hate when I have to be like, oh, man, let's go. I guess I gotta go out, whatever. But highlighting my best friend, I've said things to her and she just acts. So for instance, I remember a few months ago, I said, she was talking to me at my door, and I was just like, I gotta go get an oil change early in the morning. I don't want to go get an oil change. And without anything else, this was her hand. And I was like, what's this? She was like, give me your keys. I'll go and get your oil changed. And she's like, I'll go to get your oil changed. I gotta go to work anyway. I'll just take your car to get the oil change, put some gas in it, and I'll just take your car to work. Because she knew I didn't want to leave the house. And to me, it's a drag. Like, that is such a chore. I gotta get on the road. I gotta go talk to people. And I don't like going into car dealerships. They make me nervous. Okay? Those people be trying to, it be feel like they're constantly trying to, like, play you. Trying to make you add extra stuff, make you come out of extra money. It's a very stressful experience for me. I just don't like dealing with anything involving my car, to be honest with you. And so, going to the car dealership in general, it's just like, ugh. I don't like that. But my best friend would be like, "Give me your car keys. I'm just gonna do it." And to her, it's nothing. To me, this was the end of the world. Like, this, my morning is already starting off crap because I have to go to the damn car dealership. But to her, she's just like, "I'm just gonna take it." And then she told me, she was like, "Oh yeah, I was there and we called ahead of time." I called ahead of time. I always like to prepare, staying on my roller coaster. Called ahead of time, told them I was bringing it in because I was going to a dealership that my car isn't. My car is a Chevy Trailblazer, and I was taking it to a Honda dealership because it's Russ Darrow or whatever, same group. And I got my previous car from there, and so I was taking my car back there for the oil changes. It's free oil changes, but it's a Honda though, so they don't really have Chevy parts on hand. So I told them I'm coming in with my Trailblazer on this day. My best friend goes into the place, they don't have my part that they need, the part that they need to do my oil change. And they're just like, well, yeah, you have to call ahead because we're a Honda, we don't hold Chevy. We set this appointment the day before yesterday. My best friend was there for 2 extra hours just waiting for them to get the damn part sent to them. That shit would have sent me into a spiral. My whole day would have been thrown off What do you mean? This is supposed to be a 30-minute procedure, if that's even the right word. This is supposed to be a 30-minute, quick, one and done, we out the door. 2 hours? Oh, I was livid. My best friend was just like, man, it's fine. What do you mean it's fine? You're just unbothered? Yeah. I just have to get it done. I was just like, are you an alien? Witch! I was like, I'm in the Salem witch trials. Witch! What do you mean? What do you mean you're perfectly fine? They had you sitting here for 2 hours. I would have spiraled after 45 minutes. I'm like, okay, no, we're just gonna come back another day. I'm not sitting here for 2 hours. We're gonna have to come back another day. I'm already stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be. I gotta go. I have to go. No. Let me read y'all stuff. I feel most relationships don't work because people are not living their truth. Hey, Mr. American. Hey. I love Essence' name too. It's so beautiful. And it fits her so well. Life's too short to be shy. I don't know what you mean. I mean, I'm on live. If I was shy, I don't think I'd be on live. It's too true yet. What's up? What I miss? When I use you live, asking what I did, miss. It's like showing up at the end of a movie. literally though. We've got to explain the whole thing to you. Yeah, most definitely need to keep the maintenance up on your car if you don't want to be walking around. Yeah, I know. With your car, like having baby. I know. I take care of my baby. Don't get me wrong. I take care of my car. Anything that goes wrong, I have to go take it. I try to get it done immediately. I don't like dealing with inconveniences. It's just too much. Sorry, can you say hi to my cat? Okay. Hi, boys. Cute. She turned 23. That's a very old cat. I haven't. Wow. That's long. Well, may she live many more years and she's doing well. Hopefully. Or if it's a girl. Yeah. But yeah. Like I'll be looking at her like she's an alien. Or like there's something else. I wrote it down. Write it down, make it plain. Let me see. Another thing. My best friend is a morning person. She's like an early morning person, but she knows that I'm not. Like typically I can get up around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. She'll wake up at like 5:30. What early bird special she's trying to catch, I don't know. But she just naturally wakes up like that. And so I would say, Bess, hey, Bess, like I'm supposed to be up at 7 o'clock. Sometimes I sleep through my alarm. How? I don't know. But sometimes I sleep through my alarm. So I'll tell her, hey, Bess, can you call me around like 7 o'clock in the morning to make sure that I'm up? She'll be like, yeah. And she'll call me. And if I do not pick up the phone after the third time she done called, she's coming upstairs and waking me up. But to her, that's not a hassle. Doesn't bother her at all. She doesn't care. To me, I'd be like, really? You need me to wake up and you need me to do all that? That's a lot. I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot. But to her, it's nothing. Because she's just like, that's just a normal, typical thing. She knows me so well that if she don't pick up on the third ring-a-ding-ding, I'm finna come upstairs and knock on her door. And she has a key to my house. So she'll just open the door and be like, Bess, wake up, it's time to go. Like, if I have plans, I will tell her. If I have something that I forget, I'll be like, Bess, don't let me forget. I gotta do that. She'll be like, oh, okay. And she'll call me like, did you do that thing? I'll be like, what thing? But she is like the second half of my brain. And she has made my life, y'all, like tremendously wonderful. Like it's like, I can't explain to y'all how eye-opening it is and how wonderful it is as a neurodivergent who really didn't have that much support, like without being seen as a burden, to have somebody like her. And that's why I was like, the way that she just able to just jump right in, and I don't feel like a hindrance, I don't feel like a burden, like it's nothing. She is like overly communicative. Like if like me, one thing I noticed is like I hate gray area. But with neurotypicals, it seems like there's a lot of, how you can say, assumption, leave it open conversations. You're just left to assume. Like as a neurodivergent, it's just like I need to know the why to everything. To fully scope it, I need to know the why. And I'm going to ask 1,001 questions to make sure that I get what you're trying to say, because I don't want to assume one perspective when there's three. You know what I'm saying? Like now some things are like cut and dry. If they're saying be here on Wednesday at, I don't know, 10 a.m. That's cut and dry. Easy, quick. I can pick up on that. But if I'm literally talking to you and you're just like, oh yeah, sometime this week, sometime in the morning. And say, for instance, you typically do things on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., I can assume that you mean Wednesday at 10 a.m. But if you don't straight up say, like, yeah, it's going to be Wednesday at 10 a.m., I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I need to further understand. And especially when there's words that have double meanings and stuff like that, I'd be like, what? I need to confirm, write it down, make it detailed. Because for me, I don't like assuming something and then I end up being wrong. And now I have to deal with the anxiety of being unprepared for or ill prepared for the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I want to make sure I'm not missing nothing. This way so I can be kid free. Early in the morning, hey, you have your reasons, Silly Billy, for sure. And if y'all hear me saying Silly Billy, that's Sunray, by the way. Keep your friendship because she seems to be a bro friend. Yeah, true definition. That's where nowadays. So the society we live in. Yeah, she's wonderful. I love her. Don't play and be with. Oh yeah, they are fast. This is when I said they're fast. Like all these comments, I haven't even been able to read them. I will probably get as close to reading their name, like their profile name, and then it'd be like, boop, and I'm like, wow, they are fast. They have always been fast, and I love them. Oh my gosh, fully. They are just amazing. They keep the live clean. We love it. And so she is not even just with that. These are small things really. When you really sit back and think about it, she's already gonna be up in the morning, so she could definitely give me a ring a ding ding. But going and getting my car oil change, stuff like that, she knows it's not gonna bother her. She just much rather drive my car anyway, so she's gonna take it. Like little stuff like that. Or my best friend, when she sees that I'm getting frustrated, like say if I'm grabbing something, like I said, ADHD brain, everything is going a million miles a minute. If it takes me longer than 15 seconds to open something, I'm instantly mad. Honestly, even like 7 seconds. 15 is long. I feel like if it takes me more than 7 seconds to open something, I'm getting instantly irritated. And I'm just gonna be like, ugh. And my best friend will just like it's like she's like a little claw, like the claw. She'll slowly bring her hand over, grab the thing, handle it, hand it back. And she says that I'm getting everything like, and I'm like, thank you, Misty. She's like, you're fine. You're like, or like I'll go say, oh my gosh, one of the things I remember, like there's once again too, there's nothing too small when it comes to me. When it comes to her, there's nothing too small. So like I remember I was taking out my locks, and I had got locks before, like probably 3 times before that. But somehow, some way, my hairstylist, I don't know if she was just distracted, or she's trying to do technique, but she did something different from what I'm used to. I ended up cutting my hair, trying to get the braid out. Ended up cutting my hair. And oh my God, y'all, I broke down so bad. Like, if you don't know anything about me, first of all, being Solani, like, our hair is our life. Like, our hair is literally so important to us. And especially me, like, my mom relaxed my hair most of my childhood, and I went natural 5 years ago. So I've been on my hair growth, growing journey, and I've gotten my hair to a very long length. Like, my hair is in the middle of my back now. And this piece was like at the middle top of my head. I accidentally cut off, I think, oh my God, how long was that? I think my braid was probably like this long. I ended up cutting it down to like this. Oh my gosh, when I tell y'all that I sobbed so hard, and I called my best friend, I was in shambles. Like when I say shambles, I was in shambles. She ran upstairs like I'm dying. She ran up there and she was like, what? And I said, I cut, and oh my gosh. And what ended up happening is that she ended up being like, just forget it, I'm just gonna take your hair down. Because the fact that you accidentally cut your hair, I'm just gonna take your hair down. And we sat and we watched like Harry Potter. And this girl, magic. Like I said, witch! She be moving so fast. I'm on like the 3rd lock. She's like on the 17th. Where did you get that experience? She just done. Like and it's nothing to her. She's watching the show while she's just, and I'm over here getting distracted by all the scenes, and I'm stopping like this. Oh my God, that's crazy. While she's I go up to flip my hair. I'm like, what the hell? Best. How did you do this so fast? To her, it's nothing. This was nothing. This is a casual. She wasn't doing shit. I ain't doing nothing. I may as well take your hair down. And then she'll like, so I'm just gonna come back, whenever you get your hair done again, let me know. And I'll come take it down again. But to her, it's nothing. And this is something that, like, being someone who has to grow up being hyper independent and having to rely really just on myself and having other people rely on me, it's so eye opening. And I can't really truly express to y'all like how, I guess you could say, much of an ease it has been to take a lot of that pressure off of me not to be able to do everything. And that's why I'm like, y'all need to get relationships like that. And not even just relationships with somebody who goes above and beyond, like my bestie, just anybody who's like that. People who can recognize your behaviors and do right by you in a way. So like I'll use my best friend Yana. She's in here, the moderator. She like, has anxiety like, we do. I do. Okay. She has anxiety like I do. But we are able to recognize when she like gets anxious and stuff. So we know that she doesn't like people. So what we'll do, like say right now, we went to go see JJK in a movie theater. We know she hates people besides us. So when we had booked our seats, it was me, Essence, and her. We put her in the middle between me and Essence. Essence sat by the like little stairs, and I sit next to the other people. I don't mind being around people. Honestly, I don't like it most of the time, but I'm chill. But not everybody, and so we'll do that. That's a quick little cute accommodation that we can do as friends to help her feel more comfortable and make her feel safe, make sure she has a good time. That's the type of relationships that y'all should be having. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, which is interesting, a lot of introverts float to me. I don't know if it's just because I'm naturally bubbly, but a lot of introverts end up like opening up their shell and being friends with me. I don't know, but like I remember when I'm in a group, especially if people like that are new or whatever. Like at neurodivergent, sometimes we could just be chatting and we're all talking, and everybody talking over each other and everything, but the conversation is flowing, right? Sometimes there's a couple of neurodivergents or introverts who don't know how to interject or know how to kind of like put their 2 cents in. And so me, I've been known to be like a good delegator. Like when we're having a conversation, if I notice that one of my friends is like too quiet and they haven't had a chance to say anything, I'll be like, hold on, pause. What do you think about this? What was you gonna say? Hold on. What was you gonna say? Like, I think little stuff like that makes the world of difference. Hold on. You say you have family in the South where? I have a lot of family members in Texas. Some people who live in Louisiana. Did they move? I think some people live in Tennessee, Memphis. There's like, but mostly Texas. That's where a lot of my family is from. I think, yeah, but a couple of my family was from Georgia too. But they move around a lot, so hey. Oh my god, that break me. Oh yeah, girl, I was in shambles. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm gonna subscribe and super chat this. Oh, y'all are so freaking sweet. You're so sweet. Hey, y'all just like asking me up. Oh my god. Especially I'm trying to be very intentional with my words. It would be very, very sad, but I'll be okay. Oh yeah, intentional is important. Nice to meet you, Serenity. Hi, Sal. Is it Ramsey or Ramses? Not really sure. I'm gonna call you Ram for short. Hi. But like little stuff like that, those type of relationships are so crucial, and that's for anyone, truly, neurotypical or neurodivergent. It doesn't really matter. But at the same time, like for neurodivergence especially, we need a good support system. We need people to be able to recognize our patterns, recognize when we're overstimulated, recognize when we're overwhelmed, so we can basically move accordingly. So one of those good things is like knowing that neurodivergents are not ignoring you because they don't text you. Me, object permanence kicks my ass every day. Like every day. Okay? If it's not there, I don't even know it exists. Okay? And so, like with text messages, right? Say, for instance, my best friend sends me a text. I'll talk about Essence mostly because I text her the most. If I don't respond to her within probably like, I'll say maybe she'll give me like 15 minutes. Sometimes she'll give me a couple of hours to respond depending on the severity of the message. If I don't get back to her that day, she's gonna call me. she'll call me because the likelihood of me getting back to the message after I've swiped off all my notifications is slim. It's slim. And it's not because I don't want to. It's not because I'm directly like ignoring her or deliberately trying to be rude or it's nothing like that. I just forgot. But for a lot of people who don't know those neurodivergent behaviors, who don't pay attention, they'll be like, you never get back to me. You can go weeks without saying anything to me. It's not that I don't care. It's that I literally don't have the mechanism, I guess you can say, in my brain that misses you. It's just not how it works. Like when I'm reminded that you exist, then I miss you. But I could go weeks without talking to anyone. To the point where my best friend would call me and be like, hey, you're alive? And I'm like, yeah. I'm good. I am good over here. I'm good in my little corner. But she's just checking in on me. But she knows that it's not me deliberately being like, I don't want to see her. I don't want to text her. She's not that important. It's none of that. It's just as an neurodivergent, I just don't, you know? Object permanence gets me every time. Right? And so knowing those behaviors, acknowledging that, you're able to properly communicate with neurodivergence. You're able to properly like assess certain things that you do in the way that you move. So you wouldn't be like pushing a neurodivergent to do too much or basically try to adhere to your standards and things like that. All that stuff is like crucial. Yeah, our communication is something serious. How we hold on to multiple conversations in one talk, I don't know. In one chat, I don't know. But we do it. And like too, another thing, gosh, she's just such a perfect test subject. Like communication, like I was saying earlier, I really hate like gray area or like being left to assume because it's an anxiety ridden experience. Even if not like I'm gonna have an anxiety attack, it makes you anxious when you're not sure of what someone expects of you or what someone meant. Like now you're left to let your mind run. And that for a neurodivergent, that's never good. Do not leave us to think about it because we're overthinkers by nature. We're going to think about every single aspect, every single point, every single perspective, and somehow, some way, we land on the negative side. Beats me. Like I don't know why we can't. Like it's hard to get to the positive. We have to get to the negative first, and then we hyperfixate on that, and then it just spirals into something. Hi, Alexia. Um, and so my best friend though, me and her, we're very serious on miscommunications. So like, say if she felt like a vibe from me or she felt like my tone was off or whatever, she'll call me that day. She'll call me that day, or she'll just be like, "I'm gonna come upstairs," and we'll sit there and we'll talk. She'll like I'll talk about a recent situation we had, something I had helped her with, and like when we were talking about it, she had to like do it again or something like that, and I was just like, "Dang, Bess, you still need help with that or whatever," and like my tone came off weird, and she called me like maybe like an hour later. She was like, "Hey, Bess, when we were talking earlier, like, were you like disappointed in me or something? Did you feel like a certain way? Like, and I was like, what? No. Like, I was just shocked. I thought I didn't do anything because you still needed the help, and here my ass is not, making much of a difference. And she's like, you did make a difference. It's just I had to keep doing it, but yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. But we're big on that. Like we'll come back and be like, hey, Beth, sorry if my tone came off weird, or sorry if I made it seem like this, or I'm not sure if this is what you meant, but I'm gonna just acknowledge it anyway. If this is how you felt or whatever, we're gonna talk about it. And it's no gray area. It's direct, quick, clean. And the way that we're communicating is like, even if I didn't mean to offend you or make you feel some type of way, I'm gonna apologize with a swiftness. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. My tone came off wrong. That was wrong with me. I should have come off better, or I'll work on that. I'll prepare for that. And having that clear communication, one less thing for me to think about. Now my relationship is back on autopilot of doing well. And like how we sometimes when we get into arguments with friends or something, we're always thinking about the worst case scenario. Like, oh my gosh, everything is gonna go wrong. They're gonna unfriend me. They hate me now. It's terrible. And it's just that's not what's really actually happening. It's just your brain is being left to wander, which is adding more stress and anxiety, and it's not very co-pilot of you. Gosh, being able to speak to you about love in a serious, yeah, in a serious but loving way. Yep, such feet is supposed to be a two-way street. Yes, it is. It's supposed to always be a two-way street, but sometimes it's not like that with certain individuals, and that's why I would say you got to relationships wisely and know what you want. I received my email. Let me see. Let me see. Let me check. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me check. Hold on, Mr. Finance. Let me make sure I'm looking. Do do do. Nope. Nope. That's where I want to go. Nope. I haven't got it. Hold on. Girl. Mm-mm. It's the hard knock. Girl. Why don't you turn off? Did you spell it right? Let me check mine. No, there's nothing in the spam. No, nothing in spam. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna. There is my email. So if you want to look, there she is. Go to sovereign@gmail.com. So take a screenshot, take a picture, whatever you got to do. That is my Gmail account. So if you ever want to send me a message, if y'all want to send me some pictures, I take anything. I really don't care. Don't send anything inappropriate. Thank you. But if you want to send me pictures of your dog, tell me about what's going on with your life, that's the email. So yeah. So hopefully y'all got that. But yeah, if you did it, it's just Koi the Sovereign, all lowercase. And then yeah. So like just spell it right. Let's make sure we get that right. But yes, it's in the bio too. It should be. Let me check Iana. It should be in the bio too. On my channel. Sorry, y'all, I was listening to music. Hold on. Whew. Oh my god. It's not there. Oh my god. Oh, it's in my descriptions underneath my videos. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Yep. Let me add that though. I'll put it right here. Oh, right. I can't put it there because my description is already too long. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Descriptions are already too long. Handles. Oh, they only let you put like an ad. Yeah, they don't really let you put like your email here. It's in the descriptions underneath my videos, y'all. If y'all ever want to see what my email is, it's in the description. Underneath any video, it's underneath there. Okay, I'll look out for it. What? Today. Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. But yeah, so with the relationships, like it's just so incredibly important, y'all, like genuinely to have healthy, good relationships. And the whole thing that you should be looking forward to, or what should be your goal, lifetime goal, is just maintaining your happiness and your peace. And that's not, I say it's easy for me because I know what it's like to have the wrong relationships, what it's like to not have the right people in my corner, to not be able to rely on people. Like I know what that's like, and it's just not, it wasn't a good place for me mentally. And as someone who was constantly trying to escape overstimulation as much as I can, like stay away from that as much as I can, because I'm prone to like mental lapse in a way of like really long depressive episodes and things like that. Since I'm like prone to that stuff, I have to make sure that I'm maintaining the proper environment, and that is, focusing on my relationships and taking them seriously and acknowledging them as more than just a friendship, but something, important. So yeah. Okay, Rest of Finance, I got it. I got it. I put it as you went back. There we go. I got it. Okay. But yeah. So just make sure that you are doing that for your relationships. Just I know that sometimes you don't want to you want to keep people from leaving your life because you want to keep them in your lives because you love them or you care for them and you want them to be important to you, but at the same time you have to do what's right for your life. And sometimes that comes with doing things that you don't really necessarily want to do, but you have to remember that if a person is not there for the betterment of your life, they're enemy number one. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts. I just feel like you're just enemy number one. You have to go. You can't be here because it's like, even if you're not a bad person, even if you're not trying to do me dirty or do me wrong, like, I just can't trust that you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I just can't trust that you're not going to make it a problem. And that doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't even make you a bad person. It's just, can't stay here. I don't know where you're gonna go, but you can't stay here. Okay. Oh my gosh, I wish I could enter this and send it. I actually do. Here it is. I was wondering where this was. Mr. Finance, because you have my email, I'm actually going to reply to you with this. Hold on. Sending an email really quick. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Maybe you could put that in the chat for me, Mr. Finance. I finally found the PayPal link. I was like, I could have swore I had it. I know I did. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. It's being ground for predators. If you are reminded, you do not tell me is anyone else online. If you are, please be careful. Oh yeah. If you're a kid, don't follow my life. I really talk to adults or young adults, somebody who's about to become an adult, something like 17, 18. You know, that's really my realm, but I'm not really not good for kids. So, you know, around you, you can love people from a distance, protect yourself. Exactly. Not want to walk away, no one around. Exactly. Okay? Because people are just, they can be draining and they're just not good. That's just from my personal experience. I know everybody has their own thing, but that's the reason why I don't have a lot of relationships with a lot of people, or I keep my distance. Or you might see me once a year. You might, encounter me at a mall, and I'll say hey, but that's about it. I'm not gonna keep you in my life because I need to maintain my balance as much as I can, and part of that is just surrounding myself with the right people in the right environments. And sometimes that's not you, and that's okay. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're just not the right person for me, and that's in anything, platonic, familial, romantic, it doesn't matter. Start relying on proper environments with proper people. That's how you keep yourself sane. For those who don't do that, hey, bless your heart. I don't know how you do that, but I won't be joining ya. Okay, next on the list, study yourself so you know you when life comes to test you. Okay, this is the same thing. We're open into everything, our roller coaster and all that. Okay, reason why we can't be on the road with the neurotypicals is because they can swerve out of those obstacles and keep it pushing. With us, that obstacle will have us sitting there like, what the fuck is this? What is going on here? I'm not enjoying myself. What? No, and we can be stuck there for a little bit with that little snag. But if you know yourself, you know how you can build a track around the problem and keep going. Right? Neurotypicals can kind of just like pivot and adapt and go. We can pivot and adapt, but within our confined spaces, within our routines, within our space that helps us best evolve or achieve. Okay, you can't do it the same way they do it. What's a good example of that? A good example of that would be, I'll use this at work. Instead of you saying, oh, like I'll say when I was at my educator's job, I used to work as a bank teller. There was a particular spot that I like to stay. Okay, I like to stay at that spot every day. Okay, routine, because I know where everything is. I'm on muscle memory, so if somebody needs something or something, I can grab it without even having to think about it. With my eyes closed, I know where everything is, and that helps me get through my day because now it's less things for me to think about. Going on autopilot. Okay, so autopilot. I would like to sit here every day. Okay, my manager knew that. For a neurotypical, right, if somebody was to sit in the spots that they particularly like to sit, they probably would just be like, okay, I'll just find somewhere else to sit, right? Not a big deal. For me, it is going to be a big deal because it's just like, well, now I have to get adjusted to a new environment. I have to get adjusted with my new space. I have to get re-comfortable, I guess you could say, in a new little area. I don't like that. Now my day is kind of disrupted because now I'm coming in here and now I have to start from scratch in something where I'm used to being able to work on autopilot. Now I have to think. Now I have to think. I have to think and I have to work, and I don't want to do that. I'm not in the mood for that. Okay, I didn't want that. So now that could disrupt my day, right? For a neurotypical, they would just pivot. For me, I would probably let it slide that one day, but building a roller coaster track for me would be okay. Now my next step, because there's an obstacle in my space, that there's somebody who's sitting in a place where I usually sit, I'm going to communicate something to my direct superior and have them handle it for me. So I told my manager my spot was always in front of her office. Okay, I went, built my little roller coaster tracks to go talk to her, and I said, hey, I understand that we don't have assigned seating here. I know everybody can just kind of sit where they want, and nobody owns anything. I get that, but for me, it works best for me to sit in the same place every day. So if you don't mind communicating that to the team so they can possibly be accommodating, I mean, I'm not going to force anybody up, but at the same time, like, if you can just mention that, that'll be helpful because that way my day can not be disrupted and I can kind of go through the natural flow of things. She was like, I noticed that about you. I noticed that you sit in the same place and you do better when you're in a place that you know. That's fine. I will communicate that to the team. And so anytime that somebody was sitting in my spot, anybody who was new, who would come in, she'd be like, hey, there's no assigned seats anywhere, but we do have our tellers who like to sit in specific spots. This is usually Koi's spot. She usually likes to sit here. So there's literally 11 other spots that you can go. This is usually where she likes to sit, and she does best when she sits like right where I am. Making that small little conversation, opening up that one little track, I was able to get around that obstacle of having to transition to a new environment every single time that I came to work. Small. But I knew myself. I knew myself well enough that, okay, if I'm coming into work and I'm a little bit more irritable because I have to move, it's because I'm not used to being here. And on top of that, too, being in my own space, I can have like basically my own things there, not just like, pencils and whatever the hell, but like I know I put a stapler in this drawer, I put tape on that side, I put envelopes here. Like I'm keeping my stuff tidy, I'm keeping my stuff on top of everything. So I know when I left last night, this was here, this was here, this was here, this was here. So I know when I come in the morning, this is going to still be here. Coming to a completely new environment, now I have to transition. Make sure that this is filled, make sure that that's filled, make sure this is done. And to a neurotypical, this is small little things, but for me, it's disruptive. It's disruptive, it's a distraction, and now it's causing an imbalance in my day. It's caused me anxiety because now in the mornings I can't just get to my desk. Like we'll come in like at 8:30, and especially if we had like meetings and stuff, if I come in at 8:30 and we open at 9, okay, well, I can't really greet everybody at work. I can't really, kind of go and prepare myself for the day. I can't really like take 5 minutes to myself to kind of relax because now I got to spend the next 15 minutes making sure everything is restocked, everything's in its right place, everything that I need is going to be ready to go. I need to know when the people are going to be coming in and going that way, how I'm going to direct. Like, I have to completely change my mindset based off this new little environment. And to a neurotypical, this is something extremely small, but to me, it's a huge deal. Because now I have extra steps to my morning that I wouldn't have if I had my typical spot. Okay. Getting over the obstacle of getting undeserving or of accommodations because I'm not disabled enough. Hey, closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's something that I have to think about. Like when. And I'm learning this more too with this year, especially that I'm deserving of anything, right? I'm deserving of everything. Nothing is too much for me. I can have whatever I want. Why can't I? They can have it. Why can't I? Why am I not deserving? And the thing that helped me get over that stability was literally just thinking about it like this. What's worse? Not saying something because I'm too scared and being stuck in this environment where I'm uncomfortable and I'm unable to tap into my full potential. I'm unable to complete this task effectively. I'm unable to do it in the way that I would usually do it to the best of my ability because I'm in this bad environment, or speak up, have people judge me. But now when I come into work, my environment is how it needs to be for me to succeed. I need to set myself up for the best type of success. That is how I got over that. Because it was just like, I don't care. Judge me, call me petty, call me childish, call me immature. Doesn't fucking matter. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do my job. And that's what I communicated to my manager in that situation. I was just like, I understand nobody has assigned seating, anything like that, but I do my best work when I have a routine. And part of my routine is coming to the same place where I properly prepped it, where I'm properly comfortable, where you're right there if I have an issue and I need assistance immediately. Like, that is how I work best. I hate having to run and get a manager. I love that there's a manager right there and you're not so far off that you can hear the conversations that I'm having with these customers. So if they try to lie on me, if they try to say that I have a nasty tone, you're right there. So you know that I'm not doing these things or there's no room for miscommunications because you're sitting right there. I work more comfortably when I'm in the proper environment. And this is me setting up my proper environment. I want to achieve. I want to be the best. I want to make sure that I show up as my best self every day as best as I can. So that's going to be part of me making an environment. And I don't give a fuck if you don't think that I need it. I don't give a fuck if you don't think that I deserve it. I don't give a fuck if you think that it's too much. I don't care. I'm going to advocate for myself because if I don't, who will? And I'm going to be stuck in this state of unrest because I refuse to speak up. And so nothing's more important than making sure that I show up as my best self every time. And so because of that, there's nothing too small. I will communicate no matter what. I told y'all before, I've gotten into an argument with a psychiatrist who said that I didn't have ADHD because I was asking for college accommodations. Because he thought, oh, well, You could sit at a table and write an essay. I'm smart. What? Oh, well, you could sit in a class period. You're not jumping up and fidgeting and having to go to get water and all that stuff. Because I like education. I'm hyper fixated on being intelligent. I like to know things. I like to learn. I like to be prepared. See, my neurodivergency just looks different than what you're used to seeing in patients, but I still have ADHD all the same. It's just my ADHD is different because, yeah, I'm going to sit in here and listen to a lecture about what we're learning because when the test comes up, if I'm not listening to this lecture, I'm going to be ill prepared for my test. My ultimate goal is to achieve. My ultimate goal is to get an A, is to pass. So yes, I'm going to be focused on the lecture because I want to know what I'm going to need to know for the test. That doesn't mean that I don't have ADHD just because I'm choosing to pay attention to this, but you're not paying attention to the fact that this is something that I'm interested in. But I'm not gonna sit here and let you tell me, somebody who's talking to me for 15 minutes, I'm not gonna have you tell me, a girl who's had ADHD for the past 18 years, that she doesn't have ADHD or for a 15-minute conversation and 2 questions. If you don't give me my accommodation so I can go. Hello? You know about your disability and what you need help with. Exactly. He's like, what are you talking about? Weird. A lot of people understand, like, when it comes to certain things like data patterns, man, I got so much thought. Sometimes it's not quiet, and sometimes I don't got anything right. It's sometimes night and day. But to him, it's like you have to be hopping around everywhere. You have to get up and go to use the bathroom every 5 seconds. Like, I still have those struggles, but my brain hyper focuses on what I'm interested in. I'm interested in being taught. I'm interested in learning. I like to know. I hate being an ignorant motherfucker in the room. That's just not me. So of course I'm gonna pay attention. I don't have to get up and go to the bathroom and all that stuff because first of all, I don't like to go in the bathroom during a lecture. I'll wait until the homework is out or when they're passing out the classwork. Why? Because I don't want to miss a damn thing. I will hold that pee until the end of eternity if that means I'm going to gain all the information that I need. Once I got past that hurdle of knowing I need to succeed, what do I need to do to succeed? Was I was telling y'all last week, changing your dreams into goals. How you transfer a dream into a goal is by acknowledging that this dream that you have is going to require steps, it's going to require work. You're going to have to do something. My goal was to get an A, was to pass the class, to be prepared for a test, to be prepared for the homework that we had. So I'm going to pay attention. If it's 20 minutes long, if it's 2 hours long, I'm going to pay attention because I want to know. I want to know, I want to grow, I want to understand. And if I'm not there receiving the information, then I can't excel. The rest of these kids can probably fuck around and play off and not pay attention and they'll be fine, but that's not me. I need to have enough time to retain the information, write down my notes in a way that I can understand so I can go back to them so I can achieve later on in classes. Just because I'm a top 10 in my class doesn't mean that I don't have ADHD. What are you talking about? What? You're weird. But you just don't know that because you just think that everybody is one way and it's not that way. And on top of that too, I'm a girl. Like I'm not saying that boys can't, be calm or whatever, but like typically girls are known to be able to sit in the room, be on our phones, be quiet. Like I'll use like my cousins as a perfect example. I helped my auntie raise her kids. She has 2 sons and a daughter. The boys, I couldn't take my eyes off them for 4 seconds. If I do a half a second, they into something. What do you mean I put you down to bed at 9 p.m. and at 1 a.m. you're outside walking around with a branch that's 2 times taller than you? How did you get outside? How did you get a branch? What are you doing? But the little girl, she could be in that room for hours. Silence. I would have to go check on her to make sure that she was alive. She just on there on her little tablet or reading her book. Girls usually have a better, we're, I don't want to say we're less energetic. We just have, like in gym class, you'll notice the girls are like sitting down. They'll be like talking, whatever. We're not, typically the girls are not the ones who have to go outside. It's like the boys who gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, it's not unnatural for a girl to also be sitting in a room quietly. Like that's not unnatural for us, especially because the society doesn't like women to speak in the first place. So yeah. Hold on, make sure I catch up on your stuff. What industry is your profession? Corporate, like working in the jungle and out from if it is. Right now, at least I can come that you control. Right now, I'm doing social media full time and I'm doing some other sporadic stuff. I was in corporate last year. That was interesting. I left my corporate job because I've learned a lot better now. I've been able to follow somebody who worked in corporate for like 20 years, and she like drops a lot of hints and stuff. And now when I go back into the space, because I do plan on going back into like the corporate space, her tips will be able to help me navigate that a lot better. Primarily, just don't care. Don't care, paper trail. That's the best tips that I have for you. Don't care, paper trail. And her advice would be to lie. Like while she be in the corporate space, she used to print a picture of a dog or a cat and put it on her desk and just be like, "Oh yeah, my little Susie. She don't have no dog, no cat. She used to get up for Google and just lie. They don't need to know who you are outside of work." On top of that, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend?" She'll say, "Make your life as boring as humanly possible." "Oh, I'm going to church. We're gonna go feed the homeless. Do you want to join me?" "Oh, what did you do this weekend?" "I went to church." "Yeah, Bible study on Wednesdays." Little did they know she was a Cabo for a little, you know what I'm saying? "What'd you do on your vacation?" "Oh, just went back home and visited family, my grandmother, and we went to church." And that's what you gotta do. Just put on the persona, don't care, and just pretend. That's what they do. It was a shocker for me though, because I came from an environment where when I was working at the bank, when I say that my team, we were literally like family. We were literally like family. Like when I was looking for this apartment, they were helping me look. Like they were just like, "Hey, look, I saw this apartment or whatever, whatever." They were so serious about me getting my apartment that when I finally got it, they were like, "So are you gonna do a housewarming? You gotta do a housewarming. You gotta do a housewarming." And they pushed me to do a housewarming. They all came together and got me so many things like my crock pot, or my can up or my coffee maker. Like they got me so many things because we were like a family. So to me, I could talk to them about my personal life. Like we would share jokes, we would exchange family things. People had birthday parties, we would go. People's kids would come in, we would hold them. Like we were literally like a family unit in there. Like we had each other's back. So we were a family unit. So it was a hard transition for me to go from that type of workspace to everybody's lying up in this bitch. Everybody's fake. Nobody actually likes anyone. I'm just like, oh my God, what is wrong with y'all? Like to me, I'm like, why are we lying? Why are we what's going on? Hold on, let me get to your message. I don't want to miss nothing. Hold on, I'm missing stuff. Hold on, I'm missing stuff. Okay, wait. I always felt stupid. That's why, because I was put in special ed. Oh, I can touch on that. It was a master reading. I just felt stupid because that shit was easy. People just didn't know how to teach me right, and didn't care to go the extra, which sucked. Depends on the environment that you have. Oh yeah, I was in they used to call us the retarded class. I was in anger management class. I was surrounded by boys most of my school years. I was in the anger management class, and my teacher sent me down to the regular ed class, which that's what they just referred it to, but he didn't see the difference because those kids who was downstairs in a regular ed class was up in my class with my teacher for math and reading. So, yeah, they used to try to make fun of me and stuff like that. But funny enough, when them test scores came out, oh, now who's laughing? Because why am I out testing all of your students if I'm supposed to be stupid? That put a target on my back for the regular ed teachers and the principal. She didn't like me because I was outdoing their students when I was supposed to be stupid. Yeah, clock that. Everything good. Yep. Or gonna pop off and it's destined to be now. Period. Got my 20-month-old almost fell backwards out of the car today. Oh my God. Pop the hatch over to let my girl in after getting off the bus. And he was leaning against that mess with some stuff. Yeah, like there's like that. The boys, they don't give a fuck. They are out there. They are. I don't know what it is. I don't know why boys have so much energy, but they just do. I call it just a growth thing. They just got so much energy. Hey Nicole. Oh Nicola. Yeah, maybe you're so spontaneous, Billy. Are you okay? Hey, the boys, you never know. When it comes down to sons, pray. That's all I gotta say. Pray. I was shaking the fuck up for a bit, and her skin went purple. To be very honest, I was okay. Well, hopefully you all right. Put some ice on it. Well, that's a lie. She doesn't even know she got that. Her books and tablets. Dang. Yep. And that's the thing. Like what I've learned, because my mom also used to work at a daycare, and I used to help take care of the babies in there. It's just different with girls and boys. Like little boys, they just need an outlet. That's why they love recess. They love to get out and stuff. So a little boy being unable to sit down and being super hyperactive is normal. That's why they need outlets to help them get rid of all that energy. That's why trying to keep a kid inside, I feel like little kids need way more recess than we give them because children have a lot of energy. But what can I say? You know what I'm saying? Why did I leave the bank? I left the bank because it wasn't paying me enough. And plus I was not the best fit for people's financial life. Like I'm an empath, so I can feel what people are feeling a lot of the times, and most days were fine, coming in and people dealing with their, day-to-day life. But you got to understand something. The two industries that are like the most daunting, I guess, or you can say the most important, is health and wealth, right? So if you work in the medical field or you work in the financial field, you are meeting people sometimes in the best times and the worst times of their lives. And, being an empath and also just a neurodivergent, meeting multiple personalities today, like I used to do like 500 transactions. So we were at a really busy branch. We were the busiest branch actually, because of how friendly we were. People just loved us, and so I would be dealing with like 500 to 700, man, sometimes close to 1,000 transactions a day. Do you know how many people that is? Sometimes they were a double transaction, but sometimes that was just people. On the first of the month through the third or through the fifth, that's several personalities in a day. It's just too much. It was just too much for me. And like having to pivot between a lot of personalities was just too much. Like going from somebody who, oh, my business, we just got recognized by the government, so now we just got into a program, and I just got my first $50,000 check from the government. I'm just like, whoa, whoa, yay, fun! I'm so happy for you. And then the next person, it's a mom handling her son's affairs after he just died in a motorcycle accident 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like the transition, it was just too much for me. Like I couldn't do that. Also dealing with some people who just don't want to get themselves out of financial struggle. Like they just keep on doing the same repeat, knowing that it's not going to help them in the long run. Couldn't keep on talking to the same people about the same thing every single day. Trying to deal with people who are older than me, trying to teach them, no, this is a scam. No, this isn't right. They don't want to listen to me. But yeah, it was mainly the differences because you're dealing with people health and people's lives. People's wealth is their life. And you don't know how heartbreaking it is to have to tell a lady, like to me, because I'm an empath, I really just I feel for people. And it's just like there was one time I had to tell a lady through a drive-through, which you don't know, like we have like a drive up where you can like put the tube inside, like your card and stuff inside of a tube or whatever. This lady, she had came, elderly woman, and she had been talking to this guy for like maybe a couple of months, and it was a typical scam. It was like an oil rig. I live on an oil rig, so I can't come and see you and shit like that. Well, she's lonely. She doesn't have any family or anything like that. And so she brought this check. He sent her a check for like, I don't know, like $5,000 or whatever, because he works on an oil rig. And she just was coming in to legitify the check. She wanted to make sure that it was right, that it wasn't a scam or whatever. And it just broke my heart having to tell that lady that she was being scammed by that man. She had been talking to him for like almost a year. She thought that he really loved her and all these other things. And it's just like me having to tell her that he's a scammer. Like that shit tears me up. Like I couldn't stand it. Another thing, oh my God, having to tell an older person that they just got scammed out of their life savings. Like y'all don't understand that type of shit. It's fun in theory for the most part. I met some really cool people. I met a couple of nice business owners, and it was nice seeing the different influx of people. But at the same time, some of that shit took a toll on me, and I was just like, no. To the point where when I was working there, I had a mental breakdown where I was out of work for like 3 days because I just could not. I could not, bring myself to come back into that environment. The money just wasn't worth it, and I know for everybody it's different, but for me, I care about people, and so not being able to help people, it just sucks. And then also being around some people who are just so dumb. Like there was a elderly gentleman, he was in his 80s, maybe late 70s. For some reason, he went to 3 different branches, and not a single person realized that he was being scammed. How the hell? First of all, it should have been a red flag that a man in his 80s, living off of his damn retirement, or his 70s, living off his retirement, would come in and withdraw $20,000. He went to 3 different branches, and not a single one of y'all stopped him in cash. What would a 78-year-old man need $20,000 in cash for? who has no loans, no mortgage, nothing, just living off his retirement. What would he need $20,000 in cash for? But that was the type of shit that we were dealing with. Having to tell people that they're being scammed when they think that they're so smart. You know, it was just a lot. Okay, why not just go back into finance? I think I just answered that. So many new people tonight. I love it. I love it too. It's so good. Myself from another something the person just passing through. Well, thanks for coming in, Living. I appreciate it. I really feel bad because I had to up from kind of one-on-one. I was like, oh, because the professor was teaching the class in a weird way. But I retook in the summer with a new professor and made A+. Period. Everybody's learning experience is different. People try to make it seem like you're dumb, but you're not. Some people just don't know how to explain anything, and that's the problem. I never thought about that side of being a banker. Yeah, it's you're sometimes dealing with the best and the worst. The one that really gets me, because you got to understand, these are people. This is people's money, and like I said, people's money is their life. You survive off money. Everything runs on money here, and so the one that really broke me, like sometimes these people break down in front of you. Like this is not just no, oh, I'm gonna come in and do my little transaction. Like you don't know how heartbreaking it is until you see a mom breaking down, crying. You have to go out and give her a hug because she told her son, don't get this. Her son, what, 23, 26? I forgot how old this dude was, maybe 27. She's in her 50s, 50s, almost 60s. You supposed to outlive me. How am I in here handling your affairs because you died in a motorcycle accident? And now my husband, and this is a lady, like you're having to not only help her through this, but also teach her about finance because a lot of these elderly women, they had husbands who manage all the finances. So they don't know anything. Don't know anything about anything. So I'm having to teach her, me or my coworker having to teach her how to do financing while also managing her son's affairs. It's no. Like in some of the stuff that you will see too, family members taking advantage of them, like, oh my gosh, you cannot imagine how many grandkids take advantage of their grandparents. I'm like, what do you mean your grandson wants you to pull out $2,500 so he can get a Hellcat? Fuck no. You're not gonna take $2,500 out of your retirement for that. He 19, he gonna fuck that car up. And he's probably not even gonna make the payments. No. Having to talk people down from a ledge and making big purchase decisions. People who don't want to listen to you. One of the things that I used to hate, oh my God, they used to make me so mad. When you would warn them and they would still do it anyway. I had a lady who she was taken out. She was like, I think she was doing like adult daycares. If y'all don't know what that is, it's like basically for elderly people. You take care of them, like their families drop them off and then come and get them like a kid, literally. She had like an adult daycare that she was doing, and she was getting like subsidies or whatever from the government. And the thing about the government, you have to have a paper trail. These people were sending her, and you can make bank. Okay, these people were sending her like 40,000, 70,000, 80,000 a month for the patients that she had, for the people that she was taking care of on a day-to-day basis from the government. And every time she would come in, she would pull it out in cash. Like maybe not 80,000 all at once, but she would pull out like 15,000, 20,000 in cash. And I would ask her, I said, are you sure you don't want to make a paper trail for this? Cashier's check, putting a note on the transaction. You don't want to do anything. Hold on. Make sure I'm not missing nothing. Seriously though, this is all sad. I'm a huge impact. I totally would have felt the same last emotional environments. Exactly. I'm in the bed, been a long day. I'm glad I'll follow up with you. Mr. American, okay, good. Definitely go to bed because it's 9 o'clock. I'm about to probably hop off because I have y'all here for a long ass time. But yeah, I'll be on Wednesdays or on Fridays. Usually on Wednesdays. But if you don't see me on Wednesdays, I usually make a post. On Wednesdays, I post around like 6 o'clock, 6:30. I come on live. As far as posting goes, it's kind of like up in the air right now. But I will definitely be going live every week. So either Wednesdays or Fridays. If I'm not on Wednesday, I will make a post and tell y'all I'll be here on Fridays. So be on the outlook for that. But yeah, with this lady, I was telling her, like, make sure that you have a paper trail. She didn't want to listen to me. Maybe 6 months later, maybe even 4 months later, the government was on her ass. When I say on her ass, they were like, you better have a paper trail for every damn thing. It is because you are pulling out this cash without showing these people why you're spending all this money. This is supposed to be for their patients. This is not for you. This is not for you. This is for our patients. What are you using this money for? She didn't have no way of tracking that. They probably sent her $250,000 in the past couple of months for their patients. Where have you used the money for? She couldn't answer it. And I had told her, I said, and she tried to lie to my face and say, like, oh, nobody ever told me that. I said, girl, I have told you this every single time I have talked to you. Every time you pull it out of cash, I'm like, are you sure that you don't want to, you positive that you don't want a note on the account? You don't want nothing. You don't want to make a cashier's check instead for your employees because you said that you're paying your employees in cash. You sure you don't want to do that? This is the government we're talking about here. This is not just some random regular ass customer. We're talking about the government, the United States government. And you're taking out tens of thousands of dollars a month in their money, claiming that it's for your employees, claiming it's for the patients that you care for on a day-to-day basis. You think that they're not going to check that? They was frying her up. Man, they I think at some point they were cutting off the money that they were giving her because she had no way of proving what she was using that money for. Oh, she tightened up real fast. But I got sick and tired of dealing with people like her too. No accountability. Zero. I told you this every single time. And the funny thing is that she liked how I serviced her because I was like quick with my hands or whatever. And so she would come to me every time. She would sit and wait for me to service her. I've been dealing with you for every transaction for the past 6 months. You can't lie to me, honey. I've told you this every time you came in here. But I got sick and tired of dealing with people like that. And I was just like, nah, I gotta go ahead and move on. Hold on. Hold on. Me too. As a fellow empath, I don't know how I could do that job either. Yeah, it's just a lot. Like honestly, it's a lot. My other coworkers, they loved it, and everybody finds their space in their own environments and their own industries, but it just wasn't for me. Like I just couldn't stand it. Not even just the bad stuff, just people who act like they don't got no sense. They got another thing that used to make me mad. Oh my god, watching people blow through money. It don't get more infuriating than that. Other than mom broken down and crying. Yeah, it's hard. And especially when you can't do anything to help them. It sucks. Sometimes there were some great moments. Not trying to be sad all the time. There were some great moments where I've helped people start businesses, help people get credit cards, help people avoid shitty ass, overextended ass interest rates from like loan sharks and shit. There were some good moments, teachable moments, helping people, helping people get established. It were some really good moments, but it did not weigh the bad for me. But just dealing with people who are hard-headed, people who are dumb. Oh, but yeah, watching people blow through money, that's one of the most frustrating things on the planet. I can't tell y'all. I don't know if it gets any more frustrating than that. I don't know if it gets more frustrating than that. Like I mainly left the job because I needed to make more money. But imagine you're making less than $35,000 a year. Somebody hit the lottery or received money from their family or whatever, and they get like I've seen people receive like life insurance or like maybe like their parents saved up a whole bunch of money and then they inherited it, like in an inheritance or whatever. I remember I watched somebody inherit like $250,000. They blew it in a year. Oh, that shit made my blood boil. When I say it made my blood boil, like, giving them that money, oh my God, it's not even my money, but it was wounding me. And these were people who were coming in that would look raggedy every day. They were in the same raggedy, beat up cars, but they would have like expensive jewelry on, but they look like they haven't showered in 4 days. And just coming in, I would take out $15,000, $20,000, and this was like weekly. They would come in and pull out this money. What are you doing with it? Where is it going? Imagine your dad working all those years, saved up $250,000, $250,000, gave it to you, and you blew his life savings in a year. Oh, I wanted to cuss them people out so bad. No. That job is not for the weak. Around last week, but I'll be the same time next week. Please do not call me on that same hour on Wednesdays. Round 2. Period. Bye, twins. I'm shooting that email next week. Okay, cool. FBI was up her booty, but yes, they were. Yes, they were. I mean, it's their money. Excuse me. I'll be on her ass too. What's the saying? I know where that money's going. It sounds like something they can give. Yep. Did a lot restricted. Hey, it was pissing me off. Oh my God, I couldn't have. It used to hurt me so bad. Me over here making less than $40,000 a year. and you blowing through $250,000, do you know what I would do if somebody gave me $250,000? Like me being the person who is informed and someone who is just waiting for somebody to give me the proper opportunity so I can excel, watching people who are ignorant or illiterate or crazy or wasteful spend $250,000. Oh, I want to cuss the people out so bad. I wanted to cuss them out so bad, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pissed me off so freaking bad. So I just couldn't do it no more. I had to go. I had to go. Whew. But my loves, it is about to be 10 o'clock. I did not get through my full list of the neurodivergency stuff, but I still have a few things on my list, so I will cover what we kind of covered today a little bit, and then I'll go through the rest of the list on the next live. If not Wednesday at 6:30ish, 6 maybe closer to 7, maybe between 6 and 7, where I have it written down. If not Wednesdays, y'all know I will pop y'all a post letting you know that I'll be there on Friday. We have been here almost 3 hours. I appreciate all y'all time. I love you very, 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 very much. And I hope that I will catch y'all in the next live. So yeah, I'll see y'all either next Wednesday or next Friday, but more than likely next Wednesday because yeah, I prefer Wednesdays. But yeah, I love y'all very, very much. Have a good night. And thank y'all again for supporting me. Love you guys.